But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Morning.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Hi there. There's everybody. There they all are.
Where?
Oh, they're out there. They're out there. Everyone a little sleepy?
They're out there hating and loving
Yes.
and trying to decide on who to vote for the
Decide.
President of the United States of America.
Yes. Decision 2012.
Those wishy-washy assholes.
The attention whore fucking undecided.
Oh, God.
It's about me. I'm undecided. And they try to get me.
You're talking to me.
Me.
Just flip a fucking coin at this point.
They're polling me.
What else do you need to know?
Yeah.
They put him on a pedestal, though. The undecided voter.
Oh, yeah.
Must be the most informed person in America.
They want them, boy. They want the undecided.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I've decided it's all bullshit.
It's all horse shit, man.
Man. Well, we're in a bit of a disagreement here. I did think that Obama won the debate by not that much. I think Romney won the first debate by a lot, and I think Obama won last night, but it was very close. It was closer than the first debate, but Anthony certainly is going to say the opposite.
As I see it,
Yes.
I didn't see any clear-cut winner or loser last night. I think that people are assuming Obama won because it's based on a comparison to the last debate, which was such an abomination for him, that he just kind of came off looking better, he came off looking better.
He came, he came back strong. Last night.
And it's a different format. It's that stupid wander around looking at these Long Island fucking pieces of shit
with their horrible accents.
Oh, Governor Romney,
It's just
my daughter goes to college.
What about the Rosie Perez, bro?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking to myself, does her vote even count?
What? We need more money to go to. It was that town hall.
There you go.
shit.
B- to a C. MSNBC
Oh please.
gives it to Obama.
Of course
That's surprising. They usually are very
But
fair.
Fox called it a tie, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
That means that Obama won slightly.
Oh boy.
You know how that
Oh
works.
boy. I saw a lot of polls on the different demographics of the
Oh, really?
of the debate. Well, no, different subject matter and stuff. On the economy, they said that Romney won that one. Foreign affairs, it looked like Obama came across looking better, but that fucking Candy Crowley fucked up and had said that that Obama did indeed call the Libyan attack terrorism the next day in the Rose Garden. He didn't. He didn't.
Well, could
He
we
was
look that
talking about
up?
how America will not
What was the exact
back
quote?
down to terror.
What was the exact quote?
What is the exact quote?
Let's find it.
I'll paraphrase good enough.
I heard that on the radio at live while it was happening. That fucking bitch interjected and was wrong.
And was fucking wrong.
Ugh, she's
Obama did not. Obama was on stage last night trying to say that he did indeed call the Benghazi attack an act of terror. No, he didn't. That's the big fucking thing. They kept blaming it on that god fucking videotape, that YouTube thing, when indeed it was a act of terror that was planned and carried out as a September 11th fucking anniversary act of terror.
I believe she admitted she was wrong now that I look at
After the fucking debate's over?
Well, what are you going to do?
That fucking
What are you going
twat.
to do? Don't worry. People will get the memo.
She was absolutely biased.
The memo's in their inboxes. Don't worry.
Oh, please.
That she was wrong.
She was baiting Obama with questions based on what Romney said. So Romney would say something. Her as a reporter gets what Romney says. And then the next kind of question, or when she's telling Obama it's his turn, she throw words in to make Obama think like, oh, he did say that. Oh, yeah.
She gave him
I got him.
9 more minutes, too.
9 more minutes also. That fat bitch cunt.
Well,
Oh, do I hate Monica Crowley? Fucking Monica Crowley. I hate her too. No,
Relax.
Candy Crowley.
Relax. A lot of people very mad that there were a lot of fat jokes on Twitter last night.
Oh,
Not just from me. Pretty much everyone was going with the fat angle. It was too easy.
Yeah.
Candy Crowley, first of all, I don't know why she was wearing makeup and got her hair all rolled out. Oh, my God. It was horrifying.
Oh, that bitch.
And I don't understand why you need a moderator when these guys are going at it. Every time it got good, and these guys were like toe-to-toe where you were convinced that some shit was going down.
Right.
She had to jump in like a stupid high school teacher. Who gives a fuck if you're not going to get to all your questions? That's what the American people want to see.
Yes.
These two guys being combative and how they handle themselves.
Right, exactly.
Is one going to lose their fucking shit? Is another guy going to be calm and cool and be able to still answer the question even though they're arguing back and forth? And then she jumps in like, well, you'll have your time. You'll have your time, Mr. President.
She was terrible.
Yeah.
But they all do that. They all do that. When the shit gets going and it gets good, let them just go. Who gives a fuck if you got to X out a bunch of questions you're not going to get to?
Yeah.
Fuck, that was so frustrating.
It really was.
Yep.
Because now
really
you got
was.
two powerful guys, going at it. How do they handle themselves?
Exactly. Well, I'm guilty of the same thing, as a matter of fact.
What do you mean?
Well, I did do a simulcast from the compound last
Which
night.
means you don't even know who won because you were too busy talking throughout the entire debate,
That's
sir.
what people said, but that's not true. I was listening.
You were multitasking?
I commented on what was going on as it was going on. But I was listening indeed. But there was a point where when they were fighting,
Yeah.
I literally was between the two, pushing them
nice.
apart.
Good for you.
I caught for green screen. It's hilarious.
That must have been funny.
It was very fun. I was pushing them apart while they were getting together, ready to brawl. I wanted to see them fucking start yelling at each other, though.
The whole country wanted
Yes.
to see that. And I don't get it. I just don't understand what the Kenny Crowley has to jump in. Because they're still trying to make their points. They're
Right.
not going down to mama jokes or anything like
No.
that. They're still trying to get their point across, but it's more aggressive and combative. That's great.
Yeah. Instead of the dumb questions that the Long Islanders were asking, and then
But those questions, they didn't just pull them out of fucking thin air.
pull them out of their ass.
Of course not. They knew exactly every question that was going to be asked.
Of course they did. Yeah, but they were asking the questions, and then they both of them, Romney and Obama, just don't answer them. I mean, it's been that way for years.
Of
It's
course
the
not. That's why you
politician
let
thing.
them. That's why you let them go.
Right.
Because in the end, they're not answering any questions. You're
No.
right, Anthony. Because someone will say something, the other guy goes, "Whoa, hold on, I got to respond to that." Well, you'll have your time.
A prime example of that last night was the last guy that asked the question. He said, and he was like, "Oh, I got a very complicated question for," like he thinks he's got the question.
Of course.
That guy was so annoying. He's like,
Of course.
"Well, strap in because here comes the question of the evening," and he was asking what misconceptions do people have about you
Which is
as a candidate?
Pretty good question, I guess.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, he thought he was fucking Barbara Walters. This guy.
I know.
What
If
misconceptions
you were
do you
a
have?
tree, what kind of
Yeah.
tree would you be?
As a candidate, what kind of misconceptions do people have about you?
Right.
That has been maybe lies or mistruths, whatever you want to call them, throughout the campaign. And all it turned into was both candidates crowing about themselves. It wasn't the misconceptions anymore.
I know.
It was, I do this, I do that. It's like, no, that's not the answer to the question.
And that's when that stupid fat bitch should pop her dumb skull in there and go, "Whoa, you're not answering the question."
Right.
That's what a good moderator does.
Yeah, she
That's
was
when you should
terrible.
jump in. But when these guys are going at it back and forth, shut your fucking mouth.
Let
you're
'em
just
roll.
a stupid CNN reporter in the end, and you're telling these two powerful guys.
Yep.
You're trying to control two powerful guys.
Let him rock.
Let them rock.
I'm so annoyed she was wrong about that because I heard that last night. That was on Winds. I was listening to it while I was driving home, and then she said, "No, he did say terrorism or whatever." So I'm like, all right, maybe he did, and I didn't remember because I thought
No.
Romney was right.
He just
what a
admitted-
blunder.
all he
She admitted
said-
she fucked
What
up
a
after
fucking
the fact.
blunder.
All Obama said was that America won't, bow down or whatever to terror. This is terrorism.
Yeah.
He was making a blanket statement about any violence that would happen. Here's what he said. No acts of terror will ever shake the resolve of this great nation, alter that character, or eclipse the light of the values that we stand for. That's a blanket statement about violence against this nation. Not what they were consistently saying about Benghazi, which was that it was a response to that YouTube video. so that when Romney said that they hadn't come out and said it was terror for a week after, he was correct. And Crowley turns around and goes, no, well, he did say. He did. No, he didn't.
And
Stop it. And don't try to twist it around and piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
And that's not her job. That's not her job.
No.
To back up either candidate there. It's not her job.
Exactly.
If they fuck up what they're saying, so be it. We'll all know in the end. She doesn't have to pipe in. God,
I hated her.
She was so annoying.
She was
And I'm sure
terrible.
she'll get her props today.
Of course.
For being a strong woman that kept everything under control.
Right.
Yeah, it made it kind of boring, to be honest with you.
Screw her. Oh, God. Oh, she was terrible.
Oh, God, but those people asking the questions were just...
Hello? President Obama.
Obama?
I want to ask you a question. My daughter is going to college, and we need to know the money's going to be there.
Oh, boy. Yeah, just seeing those Long Islanders.
Yeah, they try to overthink these debates.
They're the star.
Making it a little showy.
They're the stars.
Because they're not the stars. Because I'm sure if they were allowed, they would ask different questions.
Yeah.
Well, every question's looked at. All right, we'll allow you to ask this question. It's all bullshit in the end.
Well, how about Obama didn't really get... I guess the one foreign policy question about Libya that the guy threw out was kind of a, hey, we'll get Obama with this one. And then that woman that asked Romney about compare himself to George Bush. George Bush ain't running for fucking president, dummy.
That was kind of dumb.
And what else annoys me about this whole George Bush, Romney, fucking Obama inheriting George Bush? George Bush was a wartime president. Let's fucking be honest here. We were at war during those fucking years that he was in there. Still at war. But that's when it started. You have to make certain concessions in this country when we're at war. And as far as spending money to fight a war, you have to do it. It's unfortunate. It takes away from things. It builds up a deficit. But there wasn't many Americans that were crying about the fact that we had to go to war. Everyone remembers what it was like on 9/11, but then time goes by and people start forgetting. We were at war. He was a wartime president. So that's why we have elections every 4 years. That's why there's term limits. Certain presidents are good for certain jobs.
Right.
And it's dictated by the times. When you have a war going on, 9/11, 2001, you need a president that can fight a war, that's good with foreign policy, that is tough. And economically, we might not do very well during those years. Afterwards, we need an economic president, a president that's good with business, with numbers. Sorry, that's Mitt Romney at this point. Mitt Romney knows a lot more about business and about making some of the hard decisions that have to be made to get this country back in a sound economic standing. And then 4 more years from now, it might be something else. But you can't base what you want to elect a president on based on the last president.
Of course.
Or maybe in 4 years what it's going to be. You got to think now. Right now it's about the economy, and Obama has not proven that he can handle this fucking economy.
It was dumb. It was one dumb question. Of course you're right. And Romney handled himself as far as answering that question.
Yeah.
He made it very obvious that he's a very different guy than Bush.
Yes.
You know what I thought Obama did good was in the oil question. I thought in the oil drilling question he did very well.
You think?
Yeah, because I didn't know the answer to that. The offshore, how come we're not drilling on, I think, state-owned?
Yeah.
And it sounded like Romney nailed him, and then Obama's like, no, that was because we didn't take away all of these permits to drill. We said you have to use it, you have to drill now, or we're going to take it. Because this is taxpayer land. You can't just sit on it for 20 or 30 years until you're ready to make a bigger profit.
Well,
we need you to drill now or don't drill.
All right. Well,
But then Romney's response was cut off by Fatso.
Yeah. Well, Romney also had a good response to that, no matter what Obama said. He said, look at the price of energy, not just gas, the price of energy. And, yes, look at gas. Why the fuck are we paying so much for gas if we're drilling and refineries are being licensed? Again, the Keystone Pipeline, he put the kibosh on that. Why? And even Romney said, I can't think of why a president would do that, would not go through with this pipeline. And Obama didn't have an answer for that. He goes, well, we've put down a lot of pipelines. Oh, really? That would have made jobs, would have brought fuel into the country. And he's talking about new energy, solar, wind. That's all fine and well. But this world runs on oil right now. So we need to fucking use it. This guy, he's not the president we need right now. Sorry. And his record is 4 years, and he hasn't done the job. He said he was going to do the job. He didn't do the job. Why is he being allowed another 4 years?
Well, the voters will decide that.
They will.
The undecideds.
They absolutely will. Oh, then the hot chick came up and started babbling about something. What's this bitch saying?
She was, back that up a little bit.
Back that ass. Back that up.
And she worked hard every day and made a lot of sacrifices to make sure we
Sacrifices.
$5 trillion. That's foreign. Instead, he's doubled.
What happened?
Almost 20.
You lost her.
Doing find her.
God, are you terrible at this?
happened,
I'm trying to rewind it.
No, you just got to get to the point where she's asking the question. This is the previous question.
So we fixed that.
Oh, my God,
boy.
Travis.
What are you doing? You're like
Travis.
Sam, but not quite as
all
bad.
The applicants.
Where is she?
Gosh, can't we?
We lost her.
Where is
You
she?
lost her. You had
Get
her.
her back. We want her.
Yeah, but the video's really long, so it's really hard to navigate
Oh,
it. It's
God.
almost impossible
But
to
you
navigate
had it. Oh, Travis stinks at this.
This is
She was right
hilarious.
there, and you just blew her away.
Oh, now there's some
That's
other
the
woman.
ugly broad.
No.
Hang on, I'll find her.
You had her.
I know I had her, but I wanted to rewind
Did
it a
it-
little so you could listen.
Did you see
to
the
her.
She doesn't ask a follow-up. If you had it, you had the beginning question.
Did you see that moment where the guy whose name was Kerry and Obama was a little confused, and I don't blame him because he was expecting a girl?
You
Yeah.
want
Did
to
it.
rectify
Oh, here she is.
inequalities in the
We'll get to
workplace.
Kerry in a minute.
Specifically regarding females making only 72% of what their male counterparts earn.
Good.
Well, Catherine, this is a great question. And
Yeah, how about you cover up
You know,
your
I was
cleavage and
raised
then we
by
can
a single
talk.
mom.
Yeah.
who had to put
Of course you were raised by a
themselves through
single
school
mom.
while
Your dad was a
wasn't
piece
answered.
of shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick, his father.
what an
Worked hard every day and
asshole.
Made a
Yeah.
lot of sacrifices to make sure we got
Dreams from my
everything we
father. Dreams of my
My
father.
grandmother.
Dreams with my father.
She started off
Dreams of his father.
as
Every book should have been about liquor.
Yeah.
His father drank a lot.
And bitches.
even though she was smart as a whip. And
And now we're just answering.
Yeah, I just wanted to see her ask her question. That's right. It was her fucking glass ceiling.
Well, yeah.
Well, just look at the White House staff. Women make less money in Obama's White House than the men.
You can't
yes,
have.
they do.
Well,
Yes, they do.
you can't have equal pay if you're showing off cleavage. Period.
I agree.
No one's gonna like fully
I
respect
agree.
you.
These broads
Cover up the
gotta fucking
cleavage.
realize.
And then you march into that office and tell the boss I covered up my cleavage. I should get paid like a man. Mm-hmm. That's how I would answer that shit.
Yeah.
Hi, Kerry. Yeah, thanks. Stop, Sam. Yorktown, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go. The next question is from Kerry, and Obama got a little flustered because he's expecting a woman to stand up, and it's
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah. Whoops.
What else about this
Well,
nonsense?
It was very heated, and what a divided nation we are in.
That's so stupid.
It really is very, very divided these days.
In the end, we're just fucking ourselves because
Yeah.
no one wants to acknowledge the other side. No one wants to work with the other side. My side's the best side. Blah blah blah.
Well, the ideology has gotten so
It's horrible.
different with the two parties that it's very hard to come together on anything these days. No one wants to work with the other party because then if the other party looks good, then they trash you and try to show how great they did.
I think our system is pretty broke.
Yeah,
I think it's
busted.
broke right now. It's busted.
Like the Yankees, all busted up.
No matter. So whoever gets in there, the other side's going to refuse to acknowledge that that guy could do anything. So then it'll be another 4 years ago. Well, we got to fucking knock this guy down so we could possibly get our guy in.
Yeah.
It's broke, man.
Why would you help him get a leg up and do something that he can use in the next election? I did this. I did that. I did this. It's like, well, I helped you do that. We agreed to do
Right.
this. That won't get across in the election. So why would you help a guy when he's just going to turn around and use it against you? And I'm talking both sides on that one.
How do we change that? Term limits would certainly help. Getting some of these politicians out of there, these lifetime politicians.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah, there's
I
a
don't
term
know.
limit on presidents, but
fix it.
not.
Oh God, these guys are there
Congress or Senate,
forever.
right?
Yeah, Congress.
They got big. They got big fat careers.
I'd love.
They
got
got
to
to protect.
there. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
think that's the way it was supposed to be. You're not supposed to have guys fucking residing in there for life.
Because they become too powerful.
They
And
become very powerful. They
behind
make
the
their
scenes.
friends. They make their buddies. They cater to their friends in their states.
They forge alliances.
Yes.
You know, I noticed something last night during the debate. You know that stupid graphic thing with the undecideds when they were talking. You see the
Yeah.
I noticed every time, and it didn't happen a lot. Every time one of these guys had a bit of honesty, where it wasn't rah rah rah, where they're like, "Well, yeah, you know, we've made tough decisions," but
Write down, right?
right down.
The public does not want honesty.
And that's what frustrates me because I would love a candidate that just flat out is honest.
Yep.
But every time these guys showed a little glimpse of that, I watched that line, and it would go below sea level.
Yep.
No one wants to hear fucking honesty.
Nope.
Yeah.
They want that rah, 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 you're the greatest thing ever, and you're perfect, and blah, blah, blah. Everything's going to be great if I'm the president of the United States.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
I'm reading down here, of course. Well, all politicians seem to lie, but Romney seems to lie more. Really? More than Obama? Obama's lies on every bit of his record the past 4 years. When he talks about all these jobs that he made, just stop it. Stop. He's talking about jobs that were made while more jobs were lost. I cannot sit here and say, hey, let's say I go to fucking a casino. Hey, Anthony, how'd you do at the casino? Fuck, man. I won $5,000.
Nice.
Ooh. Wow, great. Oh, that's right. I bet $10,000 to win it. But I won $5,000. Right. Would you sit there and go, wow, that was good. You won $5,000. That's exactly what Obama's doing when he talks about these unemployment numbers.
But you're still sitting.
What?
You said I can't sit here.
Oh, I know. Well, I'll manage. I'll manage to just sit.
No, you should have stood.
I should have stood up. Yeah. Damn it. I don't know how to make a point.
I'm just trying to keep it a little fun. Just a little.
Oh, please.
How was Chris Matthews? Did you take a peek?
Oh, gee. What an amazing display by Obama. He just totaled him. It was a knockout blow. A knockout blow. Fantastic performance. Romney looked like a blithering idiot.
Here's a hairbrush, Chris.
Holy shit, look at my hair.
Here's a hairbrush.
Give me some spray for men. I don't care what women's hairspray. My hair's going crazy.
Why don't we go to the people? You got a comment on the debate? Please give us a call. We haven't done a phone thing in a while. No names on the phones today?
Oh, Jesus.
Who's on the phones there, E-Rock?
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
They're all in here. We see everything.
Who's on the phones?
What?
All right. Then it's a Mars problem.
You see everything. Mars.
Hi, who's this?
Far away.
Hi, who's this?
Hang on, I'll be right there.
Jesus Christ.
I promised myself I wouldn't bitch. Since
That's
signing,
all right.
since
You know what?
signing
Try
the
the
new deal.
next. Try the next.
You know
line.
what?
Let's see
No, man, it's the phones.
You know what, though? It's not a topic that really the people want to talk
one
about.
day
That's not true. They do.
Oh, Jimmy.
The one day we actually need the phones
Right.
and are going to the phones.
And
course.
this.
And
It'll
this
be fixed.
happens.
One push of the button. E-Rock's got
E-Rock's
magic
got it.
hands.
Look at him.
E-Rock,
He's
is
going
Mars
to
here
desktop
today?
director. He's going to studio.
Yeah. You did a good job
talent.
moderating.
He's going to. Oh boy, he's just going between two
Oh, boy,
things
he's
without
just
really.
Are you guessing?
clicking. Is this guesswork? Yeah.
I think Anthony is wrong about the debate. Perfect.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to that one first.
Yes, please.
No, I'll go from the top to the bottom, so we're not influenced.
Okay.
Here. Let's start with this guy. Line one. What's your name?
Jim.
Hi, Jim. What do you
That's
got?
my name too.
Jim.
Yeah. Hey, I was calling to talk about the debate. But did you notice when Romney asked him, Obama, about the his investments in China, in his 401k or whatever he had there?
Yeah.
It's kind of just barreled right over him.
Yeah, he didn't want to acknowledge it. He was talking about how Romney has invested in businesses in China. Well, I think there's a balancing act you got to do there. If you're just investing in companies that are taking jobs away from this country, based on, of course, again, us outbidding ourselves out of fucking keeping jobs in this country because of unions. But I digress. When you invest in countries in China, in companies in China, it's not a bad thing. I mean, you got to do business with the rest of the world. That's the place we're living in. So they're trying to make it sound like Romney is just investing in China. Well, Obama has some of his investments in China.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but he didn't want to acknowledge it.
But Obama slapped Romney pretty good. He said, you can't handle China. What was the exact quote about China?
He'll handle China.
That's the clip you should have got, Sam.
I just liked when he said, do you have a bigger pension than I do?
Yeah, that was pretty
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Nailed him.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of
Oh, he
screwed
nailed
up.
him all right. Wow, I'm a successful guy. Holy shit, what a scumbag dick fuck I am.
Yeah, but it's coming from Obama, who's a multimillionaire as well.
Exactly. And after the presidency, who will fucking get millions
Of
upon
course.
millions of dollars to speak. So
he's acting
shut
like
up.
he's me and you.
Yeah.
Obama's
he's
a
the
middle-class
everyman.
guy.
I thought Romney had a good answer to China. He said that they are manipulators of their currency.
Yes.
I thought he had a really good answer for
Oh,
China.
yeah, and he said he'd deal with him if he gets in office, probably better than Obama is, that's for sure.
Could you find the China quote? It's pretty good. I'm sure it's up there somewhere. Hey, thank you, sir.
I think Obama said, you'll never guess what they're going to do to your Coke.
Let's go to the next guy or gal. Hi, who's this?
Hi,
Hi.
this is Chris, the teacher from Massapequa.
What's up, Chris?
Hey guys, been a while. Hope you're doing good. Congratulations.
Great.
Thank you. And that was for me.
Nice with the how do you do?
That was for me. Please.
And I have a couple of questions, Professor.
Yeah.
First, people, and I'm a horrible conservative, but people seem to get really upset about what Romney said about the gas prices on Long Island, how he said they were $1.86 a gallon when Obama took office.
Uh-huh.
They were. And everybody's saying how crazy. I did some heavy Googling,
Yep.
and they were.
You sure?
What the fuck?
You sure they were?
Yes.
Because people are saying they weren't.
They were.
Give me a little info on that.
You asking me?
No, not you, sir. You're supposed to just relax and eat your egg
little
sandwich.
graph right in front of me here.
All right. Anyway, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I got a little graph right in front of me. It says 186 on New Year's Eve of 2008, and then the high point was in 2011 at 432. I'm not going to bore you with statistics. And then,
But when does the
I have another
president?
question.
Hold on. When does the president take office? I know. It's
2000 and
no in February, right?
yeah.
All right. So what were the gas prices in February? You know, there's that lame duck shit.
Good question. It was $2.01.
All right, that's different than 186.
I agree.
It ain't no $4 and change. That's for fucking sure. And Denver Pest, you commie fuck. Oh, boy, do you kiss Obama's ass. The president's policies do have an effect on gas prices. Don't make it sound like everyone likes to just shield Obama from everything.
Wait.
Well, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do this. He's not in charge of the fucking State Department. He doesn't regulate security for embassies. He doesn't do anything about the gas prices. No, he fucking does. His policies dictate these things.
You don't like when he kisses Obama's ass?
I don't like when anybody kisses Obama's ass.
Because you're a rah-rah guy for Romney.
No, I'm not. I'll call him out.
Anthony, can I kiss your ass for a second?
Yes, that I like.
I just got a quick question also about
Helicopters?
helicopters rule. I want to fucking buy one, but then I realized
Scrubbed
how much
again.
they are, and it makes me sad.
Scrubbed again
I
for
know,
wind
I
yesterday.
know.
I'm like NASA at this point.
I was bummed. I was
was
following
I.
your tweets. I'm like, all right, when's the flight? And
I
then
was bummed,
you
too.
fucking scrubbed it 2 days in a row.
Yeah, 'cause
Very
First
good.
rain and
wouldn't have
now
raised
wind.
that wouldn't have raised the flag in Long Island, a little helicopter flying up, considering what was happening. You should have flown right over the debate with a sign saying, hi, Mitt and Bob
sure.
Barack.
You
Well,
were.
that would have went well.
You are within range.
I was pretty
of where the
goddamn
debate is.
close. That's why I was saying I was actually on location at the debate. I figured I could do that with the show
Perfect.
last night. Yeah.
You know what? That's another thing that they're going to have to be careful of with those helicopters is political figures.
Jesus.
You can't, the Secret Service can't fucking stop everything. That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your
definitely.
what you want to say? I got to move on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Romney didn't reply when Obama said he was standing in front of a coal plant saying that these plants kill. Can anybody find a clip on that, if that actually happened or not?
Well, I mean, Romney was pretty silent at that point, so I would assume there was some truth to it.
First
Or
of
he
all-
would have defended himself.
Oh, Anthony, tell me, bro.
No. Could I have to address something else. It's like the debate. I have to address something from previous. I didn't say the president dictates oil prices. You stupid fucks.
He dictates
I
policy.
said his policies have an effect on oil prices. His foreign policy, his domestic drilling policies, his pipeline construction policies, they have effects on gas prices. I didn't say the president goes in there with speculators and starts throwing numbers around. I didn't say the president's part of OPEC. But what he does or doesn't do in this country abso-fucking-lutely affects oil prices.
All right, let me move on. Thanks, Chris. Who's this?
Hey, how you doing? This is you there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're here.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. Hi, this is Derek and Hopog. You've had me on before. We've talked politics.
Oh, good.
I have to take issue with Anthony though because
All right, a shoe.
I think you have Obama paranoia. Because if I recall, when Obama got when Obama got elected,
Yeah.
I remember you said, "I'm going out, I'm buying all these guns.
Oh, man.
Obama's going to take our guns,
Yeah.
and then he's going to raise our taxes." You know what? He didn't do any of that shit. And
Hey, shithead. My taxes are going up in January if Obama's elected. My taxes are going sky high. So fuck your mother. I said they're going to... What?
You get to keep your guns. Don't you get to keep your guns?
You did say Obama would take all your guns.
Hey, I don't know what's going to happen in the second term. He's not, you know what? He's not known as Mr. Second Amendment. He hasn't done anything as of yet.
He acknowledged the Second Amendment last night.
Of course he did. And I
He's a
said,
Second Amendment guy.
I said last night that I wasn't completely fucking turned off by what Obama was saying about the Second Amendment.
Nice.
I don't like the fact that a lot of people equate machine guns with what is deemed an assault weapon in this country, and they confuse it. And a lot of people don't know that an assault weapon is nothing more than a semi-automatic rifle in this country that has cool gadgets on it that doesn't affect the actual bullet leaving the fucking barrel. But people think it's a machine gun, and that confusion and the lack of clarity with Democrats and liberals as far as clearing that up with people is a lie, I believe. But I didn't completely dislike what Obama said about the second last night.
Oh, can I?
Okay, but wait, one more point. One more point.
Yeah.
Earlier you said that, hey, Bush was a wartime president, so that's why the deficit went up. Well, guess what? The war did not end when Obama took office. So Obama is also a wartime president, and to quote yourself, you're saying, hey, well, you got to pay for it.
Excuse me.
Oh boy.
Excuse me. What I'm saying
That's
is,
true. You might have
what
a
I'm saying
point
is,
there.
with the wars winding down, the next 4 years, we are going to need more of an economic president. Those are the times that the times will let us know what type of president we need. Yes.
Hey, what
a dictator?
How much is our taxes going up if Obama's reelected?
We are fucked, Opie. We are fucked.
I'm taking notes as an undecided voter.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much is it going up?
It'll be well above 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And right now we're paying in the 30s. Federal. That's federal tax.
I wrote that down. I'm collecting all my info as an undecided voter.
There are a fuckload of other taxes that
Is it
will
really
go
going
in
up
play.
40%?
Not up 40%. It's going up to 40%. Just the federal. From
Jesus.
what are we now? 36?
4%. That's easy. I can handle that.
Well, tack that on to the fact that you're not going to be able to deduct your fucking mortgage interest. That's always a nice thing, huh?
Why can't you deduct your mortgage interest?
Well, we got to do away with that shit.
That's like paying a tax to the bank on the fucking money.
We got to do away with that. Well, also, and let me tell you something. With the bracket I'm in, Romney will also do that. I'm pretty sure Romney is looking to do the same thing. But Romney's looking to bring the general federal tax down for everybody. But then there's going to be these deductions that go away for the wealthy. See, Romney taking away things from the wealthy? Oh, my God, yes, he is. And how about the death tax that's coming into play after January 1st under Obama? 50%.
Yeah, but that one...
You die with over fucking $1 million in assets, half of it goes to the government.
But
That's terrible.
That one doesn't bother me because you're dead.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Capital gains taxes.
What? Your whole life turns off like a computer. I don't give a fuck what happens after that.
What about the kids? You got children.
They'll figure it out.
They're all right.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Capital gains taxes are going up so high that I don't think a lot of people are going to find investing in companies to be a viable way to make some money.
Yeah, we're just
as an income.
We're just fucking ourselves. We just really are.
I'm so fucking disgusted with
which one you want to go to?
Tax. Oh, I don't care. Just pick one. Sure.
The mediator was 100% for Obama. We went over that point already.
Yes.
Let's go to. All right, this guy thinks Romney won hands down.
Ooh. Mitt?
Let's say hi to Carlos in Houston. Carlos.
Carlos.
Hey, I'm a conservative. For a Latino, I'm super conservative, probably more conservative than Anthony. I totally agree with Anthony. There's only one area that I did not agree with Romney, and that is taxing, keeping the taxes of the wealthy. We need to eliminate all taxes on the wealthy because the wealthy create jobs. Their tax is job creation. Leave the damn wealthy alone, for God's sake.
I like the way he thinks. Well, when I was listening to the debate last night, I heard a lot about taxing the rich and the fact that Romney wants to cut taxes for the wealthy. This is just not fucking true. Obama wants to raise taxes. Across the board, by the way. I don't know what he's talking about, this not raising taxes on the middle class, but he is. There are plenty of taxes going into play for the middle class. But as far as the wealthy goes, Romney isn't looking to cut taxes for the wealthy. Absolutely not. And I'm not even looking for a tax break. I'm not sitting here looking for a tax break. Well, I am sitting here. I am looking to not pay more fucking taxes. Spend your money more wisely, government. Yes, well, that would be nice.
That's idiotic.
But it'll never happen.
The wealthy should pay zero. Hold on.
The wealthy
should pay
create wealth.
The
wealthy create jobs.
Yes,
true. Pay a fucking tax.
No, you're right. You're right.
Oh, Jesus.
No, you're right. Good point. They should, because they always give back to people. That's what the wealthy always do.
They built the roads. They built everything.
Right, they were the ones out there. All the wealthy people.
Yes. Like the way this
Shut
guy
up,
thinks.
you dummy. The wealthy shouldn't pay taxes.
He's right.
Dope.
He's right. I like this guy, Jim.
He's a dope. You're a dope, sir.
You're a Republican the next day, you're conservative the next day, you're a liberal.
Yeah, the nerve of me to change my mind according to what's happening in the world. You ideological boob. Shut up.
The more money you have, the more you spend.
Shut up. Take your ideology and fucking hang yourself.
Romney won the immigration. They need to close that fucking border down, for God's sake.
Yeah, and the rich don't pay no taxes because they hand out turkeys.
The rich keep me employed.
Shut your face.
And we placate too much to the middle class.
Right.
Yeah, the middle class is the problem. Let the wealthy not pay taxes. You're a horse's patoot.
Absolutely, more jobs, brother.
Yeah, because that's what
More
the wealthy
jobs,
do.
brother.
They never do anything shitty with the money. They always give it back through trickle down.
What they do with the money?
You're a maroon. Shut up.
They're going to make money by doing whatever they do with the money.
Ugh.
The reason the money goes out of the country, Jimmy, is because we overtax the rich, Jimmy.
Right, that's the only reason, because we overtax. Now, I don't disagree that the rich is overtaxed on certain things, but you're saying the wealthy shouldn't pay taxes. And when you say that, it makes you... Let me finish my sentence, sir.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
But when you say the rich shouldn't pay taxes, it makes you sound like a fucking dope.
No, it doesn't.
Of course it does.
Yeah, it
You're
does.
just throwing air out there, Jimmy.
Yes, that's what words are, stupid. We breathe out and air comes out. You sound stupid.
Read the freaking Federalist paper. Read the Constitution. Read freaking...
Yeah,
Mark
the
Twain.
wealthy shouldn't pay taxes.
Herman Melville. Why don't you fucking get educated before you put down
What part of the Constitution do you like? All men are created equal? Is that the part of the Constitution you like?
No, actually, the part of the Constitution that I like is the 10 Amendments. I also love We the People. That's a beautiful beginning.
Sure.
That's what it's about. We have to protect the rich. We're not supposed to alienate them. We're not supposed to get into a class warfare. Oh, they're doing good. They're successful. Let's punish them so that Joey over there...
I got to agree with that.
No, you're right. When they said... You're right.
Let's take one money from Peter to pay Paul and the hell with John.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
No,
that.
no, you're right,
Peter to
sir.
pay Paul.
I hate that saying.
When
Take from Peter to pay Paul.
When they said we the people, no, you're right. They were very wealthy guys who said we the people. And yet they did none of their own work. They had slave labor, you dunce.
Great.
But they really did.
So Jimmy's bringing up what I call the good old days.
But are you going to judge them on their times? For God's sake.
Oh.
They created the freaking...
Judge them on our times, not their times. So a couple of 100 years. So wait, how come you're judging them on their times, though?
Yeah, you got.
Wait, no, Carlos.
You can't play it both
You're
ways,
playing
Carlos.
it both ways.
You really
You're saying
can't.
what they said is wonderful, and in their time, what they're saying was terrific. And I'm saying, but they were full of shit in that way. We, the people, did not apply to all the people.
Country. They built this country.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
They're the ones that supported the freaking war, you
Oh, shut up. They fucking built it on slave labor in the South.
They took a loan from China to pay for the revolution? No, George Washington participated. Thomas Jefferson. All these rich people that you hate are the ones that paid for the revolution.
I don't hate the rich people.
Rich people that you want to tax to death.
No, wrong, stupid. Wrong. Wrong. You sound like a middle-class guy who's a lapdog for his rich boss. You sound like a middle-class guy who is just trying to impress his rich boss, like a little lapdog.
I work for myself. I don't have to impress
So do
anyone.
I.
Do what I'm supposed to do.
So do I. And I pay more taxes than I'd like to. But for you to sit there and say wealthy people shouldn't pay taxes, you sound like a dope.
Because you're an uneducated idiot that goes by what the liberal media
Yeah.
Oh, we need to freaking...
No, you're right. I'm a slave to the liberal media. Way to listen to the show, you dummy.
I do listen to the show. One day you're a rhino, the next day you're a conservative, the next day you're...
Yeah, sorry. I'm not a fucking idiot who's married to an ideology on principle. My opinions change because... we the people.
Years until 1912 when they decided to screw the people in this country by introducing income tax, and then they didn't leave it there. They upped it every single year.
Yeah, so what has that got to do with you saying the rich shouldn't be taxed?
The rich alone.
Oh, shut up.
The rich alone, there would be more jobs.
Oh, you fucking lapdog.
The rich are suffering.
Then, Jimmy, where do you stand on it? Are you for the rich or not?
Just to say that, you sound... You're complaining about the way I changed my... Are you for the rich or not?
You want to hurt the rich, Jimmy? Is that what you want to do? Is that what's going to make you...
I want to be the rich, you fucking blithering idiot.
You're rich, but I want to protect you. I don't want
your protection. I don't want to not pay taxes.
Make $1 billion. I don't want one penny taken from you because...
Well, good for you.
Use that money
Good for you.
to create wealth for others.
That's absolutely stupid.
Read Adam Smith, for God's sake. That's how you create wealth in a nation.
Good. You tell yourself that. As a single business owner, as a small business owner, I make a good living. And I don't mind paying. You want to ask me where I stand on it? I don't mind paying my taxes. I don't want to be overtaxed into it. Well, then fucking then man up and do something about it. Leave the fucking country.
Why do I have to leave the country? Because I want to defend rich people from...
You're asking me where I stand on it, and then you're babbling over my answer.
And besides that, the rich are leaving the country. If Obama gets reelected, the rich...
Oh, shut up. No, they're not.
And they will invest in other countries.
Let me ask you a question. How are you going to compete? How are you going to compete? How do you compete with something like Apple, who is having all their work done in China? I'm not saying I blame them, because what they're getting done there for $2 an hour would cost probably $17 or $18 an hour. There's no way for us to compete with that.
Yeah.
Lower taxes on corporations.
No. But lowering taxes is not the issue. You said rich people shouldn't pay taxes.
They shouldn't.
You're stupid. You're just dumb. You're dumb. We the people. Back when they wrote the Constitution, well, how come they had slaves back then if you're going to... No, but you can't judge them according to those times. But you're judging them.
For God's sakes, the whole world had slaves back then.
No, they didn't.
You're going to blame only America?
No, I live in America, so I'm... No, hold on. I'm not blaming America. I'm only saying... Oh, you're just babbling. I'm not blaming America.
I mean, you talk, I'll listen.
Good. Exactly. And I'll listen to you when you talk. I'm not blaming America. Being an American, I judge what our country did because I'm concerned with what our country did. I'm concerned with the double standards in America. I'm not concerned with what China does. I'm not concerned with other countries being full of shit. But when my country has done things that are completely full of shit, that does concern me. When it's quoted by guys like you who will call up like the founding fathers, they did everything right. And I'm saying that they were rich. But a lot of what they did was not fair. So don't sit there and act like they were these fucking terrific guys.
Fair, Jimmy?
What's that?
Answer that question. Where was it not fair?
They wrote the Constitution for themselves and nobody else.
No shit.
Hold on.
Exactly how it's supposed to be, Jimmy.
Oh.
You don't want a poor person that has no education voting, do you, Jimmy?
Oh, this guy is actually kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
You are.
I'm dead serious.
Dude.
Do you want poor people that have no education voting, Jimmy? Is that what you want?
I actually don't believe this guy anymore. I'm calling Bravo Sierra.
Oh, come on, dude.
He's talking. He is talking about they put the safety in place that uneducated poor people, as he's saying, do not have as much power in a vote because we don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic.
We have a republic. It's supposed to protect those that produce. That is the key. People that produce, this country's supposed to protect. Not people that want to steal from those that produce, not people that want handouts from government.
How about people, hold on, how about people, and these are the people that wrote it, how about people that are using forced labor from other people, which by proxy is stealing?
Where are we using forced labor, Jimmy? Where in this country are we using?
No. I'm talking about when the Constitution was written and slave labor was used. My point is, you're acting like these guys are these amazing moral crusaders. And what irritates me is they were using slave labor, and you're saying that poor people who are uneducated shouldn't get the vote, but they weren't allowed to be educated. So
nobody's perfect. 78 years.
See, that's why I don't believe this guy. I don't believe you're this big of a dummy.
Finish my thought? You asked me a question. Can I finish my thought?
Yes, you can. Stupid.
Okay, thank you. 78 years after the creation of the Constitution, slavery was ended, Jimmy. 78 years after the creation of this country. And not only that, the Founding Fathers left a safety in the Constitution where blacks were considered, slave blacks were considered 3/5. The reason that's a safety, and a lot of liberals don't seem to understand this point, is because the southern states that did have slaves would have made those slaves vote.
Yes, I understand that.
And more congressmen would have gone towards Washington keeping slavery. What the Founding Fathers did was put a safety valve there, and eventually slavery was going to be overturned. But they could not tackle that issue at the time because they just got done with the revolution. You had southern states talking about leaving the northern states, and they just wanted to create the country with a republic. It all worked out, but you do not keep bringing white guilt.
I'm not guilty. You got the wrong dude. You got the wrong guy for white guilt. You're talking to the wrong person for white guilt. You really are misinterpreting.
If I misquoted you, I apologize.
No, you're just misreading the entire thing.
Yeah, Jimmy's made that point very clear.
I've made that point a thousand times how white guilt is revolting. When you sit there, hold on, I just listened to you, and you're just going to trample over me. I just listened to you talk for 3 minutes, and now I'm responding.
Yeah, sure.
And then after slavery was ended, what was said in this country that was supposed to be done wasn't done. It just wasn't done, and I'm not harping on that.
No. Explain that point. What do you mean?
Equal protection was not given under the law. Equal opportunity was not given under the law, and you know that. You know that.
There's not supposed to be equal opportunity for equal results. It's supposed to be you are free. You make your life the way you want.
But that's not the way it was.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'll tell you what I mean. Hold on. I'll tell you. Why were certain people in this country not allowed to vote until the 19th century or the 20th century?
Which people? Give me, and I'll answer.
Black people. Blacks and women.
Okay. Blacks were uneducated. They were freed as slaves. So you're going to allow uneducated people now to vote? Is that what you want to do?
So you're saying that uneducated people... Hold on.
Women, with the exception of Ann Coulter, I have not known a woman to be able to cast a rational, logical vote. That's got
Finally, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I can't even, dude. We're just, what can I say? There's no way to debate this. If you can actually, you're one of those guys who you're in a different place. You're just in a different place.
Am I?
Yes.
Am I?
I guess we're just going to have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, I think we got one of those situations.
Cop out, but okay, I'll go along with that.
All right, Carlos.
Of course it is.
Carlos, thank you for your phone calls.
Thank you, Carlos. Holy shit, I'm exhausted.
I mean, yeah, what are you going to say? Women. He understands why women and blacks weren't allowed to vote.
Yes.
He's a Spanish guy, right?
So he
Carlos.
said. Yeah. Carlos.
Fucking
Mamba
lapdog.
dancing.
Oh, it's a good place to take a break.
Wow.
We'll talk more debate after the break.
Sure,
Maybe do
why
some
not?
Jocktober. Talk about the Yankees.
I saw some Jocktober. I
saw the tweet.
Did you see the tweet?
Oh, God.
Dish Nation
stinks.
Dish Nation.
Gotta
it was
watch
Blaine and fucking what's her name?
Blaine and Allison.
Blaine and Allison were actually on there to watch them and see and hear. Oh my God, I was
good?
Stunned.
It's horrible.
It was so. He's like, "Have that Aisha," with the bad voice. She's like, "Oh." It was so bad.
If you watch the show like on a daily basis, which everybody should.
Oh, yes.
Like half the time she's shoveling donuts and stuff in her mouth. It's really funny.
That's classic.
All right, we'll get into other things. Stay there.
Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
How's your banana, Sam? Sam has his banana. He peels it all nice and everything. And he's getting ready to eat it. Jim karate chopped it. It went flying.
My banana. I'm cleaning it out of my keyboard.
Oh, you really?
That was so goddamn funny. I love Jimmy does things and then just starts laughing his ass off about it.
And then just walks away.
Oh, when he took his shoe off and placed it on Bob Kelly's sandwich. He just took his nasty shoe and just put the fucking tread of the shoe right on top of Bob's sandwich.
He doesn't respect food.
Not at all. He doesn't want anyone else eating.
No. Did you get a chance to watch your Yankees through all the debate shit?
Actually, I was keeping tabs on it as best I could, but the debate, very important. So, no, I knew what was going on. I knew this is just bad. It's just a bad fucking year for them to have even made it this far.
Yeah, but
very difficult.
Everyone was saying they were peaking at the right time. They had the momentum, and then everything just fell fucking apart.
They're in all the sportscasters are calling this an unbelievable slump that they're in at an absolute horrible time.
And it just shows you what kind of a guy Derek Jeter is as their captain.
Yeah,
No one's stepping up. No one's rallying.
It does seem like when they're playing now that there's no real, like, royalty on the team.
Oh,
There's
God,
no leadership. It's just, it's Joe Girardi putting the guys out there and hoping for the best. It just...
They sat A-Rod yesterday?
Yeah.
Did he get in at all?
A-Rod and Swisher...
and the Swish.
They're in such bad shape. It's just, they're not doing anything. So he tried just sitting them, and, well, apparently it didn't work.
And Detroit won 2-1.
Yep, 2-1.
I would imagine
Detroit
the numbers
in
were
Detroit.
down on that game, no, with the debate.
I would assume, yeah. So they got another game tonight in Detroit, and that'll be it for the Yankees if they lose this one.
Isn't it 2-3-2? 2-3-2 format?
2-3-2.
So they got two more in Detroit.
Two more in Detroit.
Jesus, you're so done for
But
this year.
this could absolutely...
How the fuck are they going to come back from a 3-0 deficit?
They're all busted up.
Travis, you got to be pissed,
Terrible.
man, that the Yankees are just fucking sucking after they took out your Orioles.
There were other teams that would have gladly played in the ALCS.
Yeah, they don't even look like they want to play.
Sorry you couldn't beat them.
Yeah, you know what? That's what it came down to.
Yeah.
I mean, they faced a tough pitcher last night, but
What about the first?
It was 2-1.
There's been 30 innings and they haven't led once.
It's crazy.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah,
It's
they haven't
crazy.
led once.
I think your Orioles would have given it a better fight.
Yeah, I think so too. They, like Ant said, they just
look
dead.
flat.
Yeah, they don't look like they want to be there.
No, now it just looks like oh, let's get this over with.
And it's to the point where like they should be benching everyone, but they can't bench everyone.
Yeah,
you know, they can only bench a couple people at a time.
It's just they're in a slump at the wrong fucking time. They've had that Jeter injury is huge.
Girardi's father dying is huge.
Girardi's father
that gets in
mean,
everyone's heads.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think that suddenly means people.
Except for A-Rod, because he's too busy fucking flirting. What a dick.
Yeah,
he's just a dick.
They look bad.
Who's that?
Who do you think?
Yeah, A-Rod. Where do we just say?
With that fucking girl, he's a complete scumbag.
Yeah.
They're paying him a lot of money, and
5 more years.
And he's giving his number to girls in the fucking front row, getting their number while he's destroying his team in the playoffs. What a piece of garbage,
and not stepping up whatsoever.
I hate the fact that he has to pay taxes, though. That really bothers me.
Yeah, 5 more years on the contract, but you know what? Donald Trump's got a good idea.
Oh, yeah?
I got a clip of Donald Trump making a lot of sense today, believe it or not.
That
Want to hear it?
Donald is crazy, isn't
I
he?
think he's a liability to the Yankees. I mean, they're paying him $30 million a year, and he strikes out every time he comes up in a playoff game.
As a businessman, what do you do with that? I mean,
I would
with
terminate
quotes
his
around it.
contract, personally. I think George would have done that. I would terminate his contract on the basis that when he signed, he didn't say that he took drugs. He actually admitted that he took drugs. So now he's not taking drugs anymore, and without drugs, he's less than an average player.
Nice. There you go.
There you go. What kind of logic is that? That's hilarious.
It's some good logic.
That's some Trump logic.
He might be right, though. But they won't do that because they want the home run record in New York. That's why they have
When did A-Rod start sucking?
It's so funny that he said that he should be terminated for not taking drugs. Pretty much.
A year or two ago. I mean, he doesn't suck. He's just he's on the decline.
He's a choke.
He's on the tail end of his.
He's always been a choke.
He's always been a choke, though. When he was with the Mariners, when he was with the Rangers, he's always been a playoff choke.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that guy. He's a choke.
You don't think he should be fired? You're fired.
You're fired. I would tell him you're fired.
I'm glad the businessman thinks it's so easy that you can just say
terminate his contract. You know what kind of precedent that would set? Jesus Christ!
How great would that be?
You're a nut.
Make A-Rod sue for the money. Hey, look, if he's a guy who was taking steroids and that jacked him up, or whatever it was he was taking, and that jacked up his stats, and he didn't say that in his contract, maybe technically Trump is right.
Yeah, it's not a crazy thought.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Huh?
I don't think you can do that.
Man, he's saying he breached this contract by putting a false like sense that he was good.
Or no, like let's say you lie about plagiarism or something.
Yeah.
Let's say you get a job based on something you wrote, and people find out
All right.
that a lot of what you wrote was plagiarized.
So he got the job because he was good, but he was good because of the drugs.
And he probably said something about not taking drugs in the contract.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know that, but if he did, he should be
I don't know.
fined.
Well, that's odd. Well, the jingle contest. Do we have any entries?
I haven't burned them for you onto a disc.
Oh,
I
don't burn them. That sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, why would you want to do that? You'll damage the equipment and hurt your hands.
We need to play a few of
Would
those
you like to
today.
hear some?
Oh, yeah. If
Yeah,
we're
I'd
talking
like
about
to
the
hear a couple.
contest, we need to see what's coming in already.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of entries.
Oh, good.
Nice. Yeah, give me a few.
Listeners love
The
this
new
contest.
jingle contest. We'll have all the details when we have some to play.
Greg.
Which is a little
Sure,
later.
Greg.
A little later on.
Sure,
I'll take
Greg.
some good ones, and maybe I'll give you some of the not so
Eh?
good ones.
Ooh, wow. That debate was late for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I stayed up for another fucking few hours.
Yeah, but that's your thing.
I don't know why I do, though.
You could do that.
I stay up
I can't
for
do
no
that.
reason. I stay up for no reason.
Were you tired?
Yeah. But then I just don't go to sleep.
You don't want to miss anything. That's all it is.
Yeah,
You're like
I'm
a little
like-
child who doesn't want to miss the big
Yes. And then I wind up going to bed and go, why did I stay up?
What'd
Then
you
I
do
wake
after
up and I'm
the-
all sleepy.
What did you do after the debate?
Well, I had to do a few things with the Ustream channel, my Ustream channel, shuffle around some videos and stuff like that. But then for the most part, I'm just walking around the house, fucking watching TV,
Oh, gosh.
getting up, eating some grapes.
As soon as I'm tired, I fucking go to my room and fucking crash.
No, just watch TV.
Nah.
I'm on the Twitter. You know, I should just go to sleep. The fuck is wrong with me?
What's worse than dirty texting right before bed? Because then you're trying to fall asleep. You're like, I wonder if they get back to me. And you just check to see if she
dirty
responded.
texting, Jimmy. You sit there in bed just waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that noise get you going?
I have
Because you know there's a dirty text coming
Yeah,
in?
the photo vagina.
Maybe a photo?
I have it off my phone. So I don't see. I have to look to actually see them.
That's just like being woken up by a mosquito.
Yeah.
No, my kid sounds like a mosquito.
Does he?
She.
Oh, the she one.
She wakes up and sounds like a mosquito. My son sounded like a wild animal. This one sounds like a mosquito when she wakes up in the middle of the night.
Got a virtual jungle in there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, the first kid was horrifying because you don't realize that a kid can make those type of noises.
Oh, really? You think it's all goo goo gaga, and then all
Oh
of a
my
sudden,
God, it's like wild animals.
crazy.
That's how I remember it with him. But this one, it's a mosquito that wakes up.
Kid sounds like a mosquito like that.
You want me? I could probably record
Weird.
that.
Should.
I'm a very private guy, but maybe I could record that for
Well,
everybody.
I don't think any secrets will be out.
All right, I'll record her sounding like a mosquito. Fair enough.
Sounds much more
That should get the
gentle.
ratings up, man.
Yeah.
That'll get more subscribers. What?
Yeah.
Sounds much more gentle.
Yeah, I guess.
Delicate.
Delicate, sure. Are we having Rory Kennedy come in today?
Yes.
I didn't get to see the documentary.
It was very good.
Was it good?
Ethel. Yeah, Ethel. It's amazing. It's about Ethel. It's called Ethel. It's an HBO documentary, and she's fucking amazingly coherent and she's in her 80s.
80's nothing anymore.
But I mean,
Chuck
she's
Yeager was 89, and what? He was breaking the sound barrier a couple days ago.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
He just broke the sound barrier again at 89, right, Ant?
Yeah, he was a passenger, but
Yeah, but that's good enough.
that's still pretty
They
fucking
probably
good.
They probably allowed him to push the
Amazing.
buttons,
Push the buttons up there.
and they weren't sure if an 89-year-old could handle that shit. That's my point.
Chuck Yeager was badass.
Wow.
But
89.
Yeah, he broke the sound barrier again as a passenger. I'm sure he worked a few instruments. But anyway, she's coherent. You're saying?
Extremely. Yeah, she was. It was really insightful about. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. It's like a real movie about Robert Kennedy. There's a lot of home footage.
It's a real movie, Jack.
It's a real movie. It's a real movie, Jack.
It's a movie, Jack.
All right.
I thought it was really, really good. It was all interviews with Ethel Kennedy and the kids.
Yeah.
It was very sad at parts. It's weird because they call her Mummy. That's such a wealthy thing to do.
Mummy.
That's real wealth.
That's real wealth.
That's that yuck
Kennedy
wealth.
money. Crazy Kennedy money.
But she was married to him for 23 years. I didn't realize they were like when you think about them, they almost like just they appeared on the earth and became these famous politicians and a president. And both guys were shot. But he's like, oh yeah, they were like married. They had kids for years and years and years. They had a real life together.
All right. We'll talk to Rory Kennedy at 9:15.
She never met her father, by the way. She was born 6 months after he died.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Ethel was 3 months pregnant when he got shot with this girl.
Damn.
Can we go backwards?
I wanted to ask one question, though. Is Taylor
yeah.
Swift going out with a Kennedy?
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't know that?
Taylor Swift is dating Rory's nephew, Connor.
Connor Kennedy?
Connor
How do
Kennedy
any
and
of us
Taylor
compete
Swift
with
are
that?
an item.
Jesus
Let me see him.
Difficult.
But she's that golly G girl. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
She's just a regular gal.
She is.
She proves it every day that she's just a regular gal.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. Anyone could go out with a Kennedy.
Yeah.
Can I got to go backwards.
Yes.
I can't fake it anymore. I thought Chuck Yeager was flying in the fucking.
Did you think he was flying on the plane?
I got to be
Yeah.
honest.
I assumed that when
Chuck flew because I saw the headline. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. 89, and he redid the sound barrier
Still
thing.
goose in the
And then when
frame.
you said he was a passenger, I'm like, yeah, I know that. But I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Oh.
I got to be honest. I really thought he was flying. I really thought he was the guy again.
It wouldn't have been out of the realm of possibility. He was flying up until relatively recently, as far and still, breaking the sound barrier.
Why is it that a huge headline if he was just a passenger? And then I made believe he did the instrument thing.
Well, it was the anniversary of him breaking the sound barrier. He's 89.
So-
He's fucking going faster than the speed of sound at 89 in a plane. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
It's kind of big.
I really thought he was.
He was
wow, that's pretty impressive.
flying that thing.
89, and he's still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? He set a lot of records even into his 70s and 80s. So,
Right.
I mean, he still did very well.
This Apple's getting exhausting. They're going to unveil the iPad Mini on October 23rd.
Who wants a mini iPad?
They just keep moving this shit around.
that's what you
Let's
guys
make
said
this
about
big.
the iPad.
I'll tell you who wants an iPad Mini.
I don't want one.
I'm going to get the iPad Mini because it's a Apple Mini. I'm going to get it.
The problem is, like, they make this one a little bigger, this one a little smaller.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
That's all they're doing.
How about you just settle with one size and be done with it?
Yeah.
Do you have the new iPhone?
So is
I don't have it yet, no.
So the Apple Mini is now going to be closer to the Apple 5.
Yeah.
But then they're going to make the Apple 5 a little bigger.
bigger,
The next Apple
yeah.
phone, they'll probably make a little bigger.
A little bigger?
Stop with this nonsense.
I don't know. As far as Apple goes now, I can't think of anyone else but that fucking woman that Sam
the Apple 5?
interviewed. I can't think. That to me now is the face of Apple. It's terrible.
Imagine the stock just plummets
God.
because of Rachel.
Imagine it has. It's in the shitter as far as where
Really?
it was.
Are you-
640.
Oh,
Are you fucking with the Apple stock these days?
I fucked with it the wrong way, and now I'm sitting on pieces of shit.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't bring that to the show.
You
only
no,
bring-
because I'm
you
like
only
Obama.
bring your victories.
I'm like Obama. No, I've talked about it. I've mentioned on the air how I was in call options, and it just took a shit.
People like to hear about your
Sitting
defeats
on
as
them.
well, sir.
Yeah.
You're in a bad spot right now with Apple?
On a bad spot.
Oh.
I had bought 700 calls back when Apple was in the 680s.
Right.
And it just kept tumbling.
And it's 640 right now?
yeah, it's shit.
When do you have to pay?
I don't have to pay, but when I don't get my money back that I put in
That's
is
what I mean.
October 20th.
Oh, boy.
That's it.
So it's got to go
not coming back.
No.
So it's got to get up to 680 before the 20th, or you lose a few. Huh?
I lose about 20 G's.
Holy.
3 days.
Yep.
Everyone go out there and pre-order those minis.
It's done. It's done.
At least you don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, I can offset my gains with my losses. Yeah.
Yeah, Apple. I have no desire for an iPad Mini. The iPad I watch a lot of HBO Go on, and it's a good size. But how much smaller can people watch a screen? I can't watch a tiny screen.
Boo-hoo, you have more in the bank.
That's right.
Go fuck yourself.
Who said that?
People just don't listen closely.
Who wrote that? Bull.
Some asshole.
But they don't listen closely.
No, they
You're
don't.
not fucking whining about
I'm
it.
not whining about it.
You were
It's just
keeping your
what it
mouth
is.
shut. I brought it to everyone's attention.
It's what it is.
There was no boo-hoo in Anthony. As funny as that is,
Boo-hoo.
there was no boo-hoo in Anthony's voice.
Did that annoy you when you read it?
Oh, did it annoy the shit out of me? Boo-hoo.
You have more.
You got more in the bank. Shut it.
How small is the Mini going to be
I think
1 by
to-
1 inch.
compared to the iPad?
It's the size of
What
a.
I got.
The size of a little fucking. What are those little iPods called? Those little teeny ones.
The Nano.
Yeah,
The
it's a
little
little
Nano.
nano iPad.
Imagine.
I think about 7 or 8 inches across. I think that
What
was
is this one?
probably like 10 or 12.
I never updated my iPad, by the way. I got the original.
You guys still have the original too.
You don't really need anything
I
more than that.
swear to God, I
Although
don't know
you
what
don't
I'm
have
missing.
your Retina display. You're missing your Retina display.
And I don't have to. I don't get to look like one of those assholes holding up their giant phone
to take a picture.
Oh God, I hate those people.
Good.
They were all over Comic Con.
I understand.
Photos
I
and
understand
video with
that
iPads.
People are using it, but
Is it the same as an iPhone video?
No,
phone?
it's not as good.
Oh, not as good.
so what is it going to be? Half the size of the original iPad? What are we talking?
Probably a little larger than half the size.
So that would be a cool size if
Yeah,
you
it's
think about
intended
it.
for
If it's
easy
like
travel.
this,
Yeah.
that would be perfect.
How hard is this to travel with? It's a fucking sheet of loose leaf paper. It's a fucking notebook. Like,
Yeah, we got a lot of iPads in my
Oh, my
family,
God.
and we just throw it in luggage all the time. You don't even notice it's in
Oh, they're
there.
great. You just shove it
But a
right
little
there.
smaller
in the middle of your
makes
clothes.
sense.
Yeah.
yeah,
It does make sense.
I'll never get a small. I like the sizes now, and it's fun
No.
to, like, again, play chess with friends and shit. I don't do as much on it as I thought I would.
Yeah.
Because you can't write on it. That's, for me, is critical.
It's pretty good to just pick up if you want to do something on the internet that's a little bigger than your phone, you know? So it's sitting around the house, you can pick it up, and it's not like turning on a computer where you got to wait, booting up.
Well, why is it we can't figure out one size for everything? All these companies, like the Samsung, they got the Note. which I've played with, and you could put in your back pocket, but it does feel a little too big.
Yeah.
So then you have to have two different things when you're traveling. Why can't we just have one?
I don't know. It's different sizes for different things. I do like the fact that the phone is there, but then when you're doing internet-intensive stuff, it does get a little small. The iPad is great on the shitter. Oh, my God,
Sure.
is it great on the shitter. You're just sitting there. Whoa, you got it right.
But eventually we will figure out one thing. And how
You
is that?
think?
We're going to have to, yeah.
I don't know, because
We're
for it to be
intelligent
portable,
beings.
It's got to be small.
Maybe you could just stretch out the screen or something. Maybe there's something
Like the magic fucking chalkboard. Where in Tennessee?
We're going to have the magic chalkboard eventually. That one will come
You
true.
think?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so the Mini comes out on the 23rd.
All right.
Yeah,
The Yankees lost.
Mini and new computers too.
Hockey might be coming back.
November 1st, they're talking or something like that?
Well, the NHL sent a new proposal to the players, and they're looking at doing a full season and everything starting November 2nd. I don't know if the players have reacted yet, though, right? I think that's where we're at. So
Go fuck yourself.
I think it's a 50-50 split. That seems a little fair.
Yeah.
More fair.
Who's usually the scumbag in these things? Owners?
Owners.
Owners always.
Owners always, yeah.
Owners always.
They're taking the risk.
Yeah, but after a while,
kind of risk are they
professional
taking?
sports.
You know, they got to keep
A few
the fucking
teams fold, I guess.
Yeah, they got to
You're
keep
right.
the team real. Not even folding, but some of them are better money-making ventures than others. You know.
Right. Well, you got to be a good businessman.
Yeah, that's just it. It's
I would
like any
imagine most of these
investment.
guys make a shitload of profits.
Yeah.
I you know, there are a lot of scumbag businessmen and people that run businesses, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't look at it that these businessmen, they're the ones taking the risks. They're the ones taking the chances.
Yeah, but the players are the ones that fucking putting their necks on the line.
Yeah, I don't just mean well, you know what? That's their job. They're entertainers. They're entertaining people. That's pretty much what fucking sports is. And I don't know. It just seems to be like business really has gotten a bad rap, which is amazing to me because without it, this country's fucked.
Well, I think
But I think a lot of these guys, these businessmen, they're the ones taking the risks. And any time they get reward, they're looked at as evil people.
Businesses have gotten a bad rap because it's not because they succeed, because they make the country great, but it's because they've become so greedy, and not greedy to a point where you got to make a profit, and we all want to make money.
But I think that's the stereotype, and I know there are realities based in stereotypes.
Whoa! I got to stop you.
Yeah,
it's not. Look what happens around here. These guys above us make so much fucking more money than us. They don't fucking pass it on to their employees. I know this world. Yeah, with these CEOs taking giant bonuses, and then you walk around these hallways and you see these guys that haven't had raises in a long fucking time, and when they do give them raises, it's a tiny little bump up. Fuck yeah. I don't mind that they're taking giant bonuses, but they don't fucking put anything back into their employees.
They don't voluntarily, and this is most people, don't voluntarily normally do the right thing until they're forced to do it. And that's why they've gotten a bad rap. Like Bank of America. I took most of my money out and invested it because the amount of interest they pay is so disgustingly low.
Yeah.
Like they all wanted bailout money. All banks wanted some kind of help, but they never give back. That's
like
where they're fucking hateable.
That's like the Fed, though. That doesn't really have anything to do with the bank itself. They're not setting their own interest rates, you know? It's weird. It's they take the brunt
issues,
of
obviously.
they take the brunt of the anger for it, but it really doesn't have anything to do with the banks themselves.
Yeah, it's two different issues. It's disgusting the amount of interest you get with your bank
It's
account.
horrible.
I'm lucky enough to have a few bucks in some accounts, and I look at my statements going, really? Holy fuck. There was a time you used to be able to live off your interest.
Well, that shit's
long gone, I get it.
But
but now the average middle-class person, why would you even put money in a bank at all?
Yeah.
There's got to be another option.
Look at gas prices. Like when you see gas prices, that's what big business. That's why people hate them. Not because the oil companies make a good amount of money and they're fucking smart guys, but it's because there's such a fucking piggishness to it. Like that they just have to fuck you as hard as they possibly can and for as long as they possibly can. And their excuse is not, wow, we're pigs. It's, hey, it's business. Hey, it's business. That's where people have a problem with them. Not because they're fucking successful or they make lots of money. 'Cause I want to make lots of money. I love making money.
Sure. Well, that's a valid point.
But it gets to a point where that's what, at least myself, that's where I start to hate
Something
them.
seems to be completely out of control.
And these guys
between
right
the
here
worker and the boss.
getting no raises. You're right.
I just could talk about what I see around here, man. You know? And although we just signed and they did right by us, you know, I still think there was more to be given. Whatever. You know.
Well, that battle's always going to be there. That the workers always they deserve more, and the employees are going to say no.
I agree. I mean, I'm satisfied with the new deal we got, but I'm talking about these guys. There's, you know, we're one of the lucky ones. There's hundreds of people that work for this company that haven't seen shit,
seen dick.
Nope. Yeah. And it makes all the articles, the bonuses these guys are making. Holy fuck. And I think that's happening all over the place with a shitload of companies.
And then a lot of times when they don't do the right thing and they leave the company, they still get giant fucking packages. And that's where it turns people off. It's not like, wow, you are horrible, you got to go. They still get these giant fucking take home millions of dollars. And it's like, that's where people get frustrated.
Right. Right. If I wouldn't be mad reading about the bonuses these guys are getting if I knew that a lot of these people that are working their balls off here at SiriusXM were getting their raises.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
Like, I have zero issues with Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or Zuckerberg. None.
Steve Jobs.
But I'm saying, like, you know, I have no qualms with those guys making their money because I think they were innovative and they fucking changed the country in a weird way. Like, go ahead, get what you get. I think Gates was smart. He told, I think, Seattle or whatever, if they didn't change certain tax codes, he was going to pull his money out of the country, and they did. Or it might have been the
right. When you're able to do that,
he did something like that, and they buckled.
But they just don't pass it down to the workforce as much as they used to. That's my issue. I don't care if they make a shitload of money.
Because they don't just create jobs. That's the like what I was trying to say before about Apple. Is, again, they take so many of these jobs to China, which, again, maybe I would do that, too, if I was a business and I could get labor for $2 instead of 18. You know, I'm not a dummy.
Right.
But don't say that you're just going to pass it down and create jobs when American workers, even though unions are crazy and way out of whack, they're never going to be able to compete with a billion Chinese and the money that they can work for, or Indians. We will never, ever again be able to, our workers can never compete with that.
Have you ever played a venue based on unions being there or not being there, based on how much money they're going to be taking?
Yes and no. It's harder to do.
Have you ever?
I'm trying to think if I have.
Okay.
I'm trying to think because most of my stuff is done through Live Nation. I don't know if we've ever, like, if I'm doing a Live Nation venue, I don't know if we consider if they're union or not. They might all be union. I don't know, but I don't know the answer to that.
I'm just saying if you've ever made a conscious decision,
would I?
To not
Absolutely, absolutely, I would. Yes,
because you would be able to pocket more of the money and not have to give it to these union fucking guys. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
That's
I get it.
Kind of what taking jobs overseas is. That's not kind of. It's exactly what taking jobs overseas is all about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I do understand that. Like, and American workers will never be able to compete with that. So, because the unions are, like I said, in Cleveland, my experience with the unions in Cleveland was you were so fucking, I think it was Teamsters, so awful and so fucking unreasonable. Can't do my guy. And I'm like, that's why.
They always go, yep, beforehand.
Yep, union man. Yep. But that's why I've turned so much against them.
Yeah.
It was not, hey, I want to give me all this fucking free work. It was this absolutely unreasonable being a twat. Fucking
you're really extorted.
Now, you bring that up a lot. I would love to hear from some union guys why they're like that.
Yeah.
Where they don't budge an inch.
Yeah.
I would love to know why.
Especially bringing a show to Cleveland where a lot of shows are not shot, putting money, like, you know what I mean?
Logically, why is it that
Well,
way?
they'll always go back years and years and years and talk about how management would fuck labor and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, and then the unions came about and did good for the workers, and it worked. But then the pendulum swung the other way, boo, and things are now they're the other way around, and it's really fucking with the country. Look at the auto industry. Look at Detroit. It's a fucking disaster. And it's because so many jobs wound up going overseas because the auto workers union just fucking priced themselves out.
Obama saved the auto industry, though.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey, large corps need to give more money to the middle class. That's how the economy will shift. I don't necessarily disagree with that there, Rick.
Give money? Give money?
Well,
now, what does he mean by give money?
Well,
give. That's such.
I just assume when he said give. Well, we'll put him on the line.
All right.
I assume give money, meaning pay them, fairly.
Right. Let's see.
Rick, what do you got, buddy?
Hey, man, listen, here's the bottom line.
Here's the bottom line. I want some onions and some beef.
I've watched that another at least 10 times since we talked about it. Stone Cold E.T. for the people that haven't checked it out yet. Go ahead, Rick.
Listen, I work for a $20 billion company. I see what's in the coffer at the end of the year. There's a lot of money. It goes to what I call the black faces, and that's the stockholders, the people we don't know. It doesn't get down to our workers. It doesn't get down to the guy in the factory, and there's only one way that you're ever going to get it done, and that's to raise minimum wage to $15 or $16 an hour, get it into the pockets of the middle class. They will spend it as fast as they make it. Trust me. And that's what the problem is.
I agree with you, by the way.
My money. I make a lot of money, okay, and Obama wants more of my money. I think the best thing said in that debate last night is that 5% of the people, the top earners in this country, contribute 60% of the taxes in this country. People don't understand that. And the bottom line is we got to get it in their pocket, because to take it from me and to take it from Anthony, because I know how rich he is, to take it from him,
crazy.
You know what? This guy makes a good point, because the less money I had, the more I spent.
Okay, so you take it from me.
I spent every dollar that I had coming in, man. Oh, and I enjoyed it, too.
And why don't we all funnel it right down through the government? Because is it ever going to get to the middle class? Hell no. Giving them a fucking $3,200 a year tax break, they don't even see it. They don't understand it. They don't get it. It's a ridiculous situation, and there's only one way. We have got to raise the minimum wage and put it straight into their pockets. And let the government subsidize that. Fuck somebody sitting around on their ass at home, and we're paying them. Tell them get a job, and we'll fucking pay them half the amount. It's ridiculous what this country is doing right now, and the way we are throwing our fucking money away. We have the ability to generate trillions of dollars very, very quickly. I'm telling you what Mitt's going to do. He's going to come in and he's going to slash all these fucking programs that we put our goddamn money in. It's ridiculous what is happening. Slash these programs, put it back into the average worker's pocket.
All right, Rick. All right,
you're panicking.
I like the way you think.
All right, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We lost a union guy because that guy was going on and on. Damn it. He wanted to defend unions.
Oh,
maybe that guy could call back. Let me say hi to Sean in Georgia. Sean.
All right. I'm against unions, but I can't consider it a fair comparison as the Jimmy not playing a place because there's a union there as to the work in China where the workers are forced to live on site and they have to install suicide nets.
Hey, I don't give a fuck.
From jumping off.
Hold it though. Wait. I don't give a fuck about the Chinese worker. I could give a shit about their circumstance if they are willing to work for on the cheap. It's an option for a company to take their work there and get cheap labor and have it done. What the fuck?
The price per item. There were a couple reports that came out not too long ago, and I believe the price per item on like the iPhones and iPads would be that it would cost Apple about $2 more a piece to produce here in the United States.
Something tells me it would be more than $2. If it's so bad, if it's so bad, hold on. If it's so bad in China and so many people are making nothing and working all these long hours, how is it only $2 more to keep the job here in the country? Stop it.
Because when you have to factor in the shipping costs, when you have to factor in all the duty taxes you got to pay on everything.
Duty? Hear that?
Shipping.
All right.
Hilarious.
Let me go. We got a union guy, I think. Oh, yeah, Keith in Connecticut. What's up, Keith?
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
I work for the union, man. I've been 14 years, and the biggest problem with it, like you're talking about why the guy won't budge, once that one guy budges, then the rest of the guys just start dogging the shit out of him. Like, I work in the sanitation department. I drive. But if I go and complain, or if I'm that guy that budges, the next day and from that day on, you'll be in the back of the truck. You're not driving no more because they can't fire you, so they'll just fuck with you until you want to quit. That's why none of the guys budge.
But you see, like in that whole culture of that attitude is shitty. Like the fact, first of all, the fact they can't fire somebody for being terrible.
Well, you're pretty protected in the union.
Yeah, overprotected.
We all know that.
But that's unreasonable. And if they're all that unreasonable, then fuck them. Like, again, if you're asking them to work for free, that's one thing. But we weren't. I watched it happen. And I would literally had to have a light on me just to see the color of what I was wearing and make sure it was okay with the background and it didn't bleed on camera. And half the problem with the light is that the cues weren't being fired up on time in the rehearsal. And that's, the Cleveland Lighting crew or a lot of the guys that were there. We brought in guys and trying to work with their guys.
I hate being lumped into the union, but I mean, I need it for I got 2 kids, so
Sure.
I need the benefits and everything else, but it sucks, man. I don't even tell anybody where I work or what I do because I don't want to be lumped into those guys.
Right.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you. But that's what bugs me about the unions. You do. I think they're necessary, though, because I don't think business is ever just going to be generous unless forced to be so.
Yeah.
In most cases, yeah.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
human nature, isn't it?
We got a couple entries for the brand new jingle contest. Want to hear a few before we go to break? Of course you do.
Jingle contest.
Basically, we got a jingle contest happening, and we got a prize of $2,000 from Steven Singer Jewelers. IHateStevenSinger.com. Go there today. And also, you just get a little fame. You become a little star.
Yeah.
So send in your
friends.
entries. They can't be more than 90 seconds, trust me. You send 90 seconds, we're not even listening.
I got one 90-second one. It's not on that disc.
Oh, man.
But most people
Is it
are
terrible?
staying... It's 90 seconds.
Wait, there's one that's a minute 7.
Yeah.
Jingle.
Wow.
Jingle.
Jingles are
Jingle.
seconds long.
Have you ever turned on like 10-10 wins?
Maybe the name of the
Jingle.
contest is wrong.
Most people are sticking to what you guys suggested, which is, around
Who
30
decided the 90 seconds? No longer than 90 seconds.
See, people are confusing jingles with song parodies or something. It's not a song parody. A jingle is da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Now, these are
Something like that. That's it.
Now just put the words in there.
Yeah, put words in there. There you go.
These are in no specific order. I didn't start with good or start with bad or whatever.
But
so
a lot of these are really long.
No, this
These
is
aren't
fine.
jingles.
People don't get it.
All right, well, here's Kate Allen's entry for the jingle contest.
We don't know why we know his name, but everybody knows his name in the middle of the day. Anywhere, it's Jerry Shepherdini. It's Jerry Shepherdini. It's Jerry Shepherdini.
What's the last thing she said?
I think she said Jim Norton's a cunt.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, nice little voice there.
Yeah, a little Zoe Deschanel going on.
A little bit. Thank you, Kate Allen. The next entry in the jingle contest is from Mike D.
Saucy.
That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
I only tell you one time. Don't fuck me.
Keaton Thompson.
Don't you ever try to fuck me.
You do not ruin Chip. Do not ruin Chip. Or I will murder you.
That don't make no sense. 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 That don't make no sense.
Oh, my God.
It's not really a jingle.
Not quite a jingle,
You do not ruin Chip. Do not ruin Chip.
It's almost
You do not ruin Chip.
not really.
Do not ruin Chip. You do not ruin Chip.
Holy fuck, this is awful.
Not ruin Chip.
It's not a jingle, Travis.
It's not a jingle.
Don't look at me. I didn't
Travis,
send
it's not a
these in.
jingle.
It's funny in the very beginning, but then it was like, right. I remember from before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So you guys didn't like that one?
No.
I just,
Not at all.
it wasn't a jingle. I like where it came from. And I think all attacks on SNL are justified because they are fucking beginning to look like thieves.
Coke Logic will get us back on track.
Oh, good.
Here's his entry for the jingle contest.
Anthony,
Anthony Radio. Anthony. Jimmy Norton. 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 Anthony Radio. Anthony. Jimmy Norton.
This isn't the most annoying
What?
contest. This isn't the most annoying contest.
I think we're doing 3 or 4 contests at once.
Yeah, people are confused.
That wasn't a yingle.
No, yingle.
Was he doing a Laurie Anderson there?
I don't know.
Coke Logic, let me know. Were you doing a Laurie Anderson, that annoyed the hell out of everyone a couple weeks ago?
That was bad.
People should keep it short, though. I mean, you don't, and you could still have fun. You could still do like, hey, it's dinner time with E-Rock
Like the
or
first
whatever.
one.
Yeah,
Right.
Remember? Open! Anthony! And Norton 2!
Right.
Good times!
here
this
it is.
one.
This is a jingle.
Yes.
Oh.
And Norton 2. Good times, great hits. XF202. Suck my fucking cock.
See? My fucking
What was that, 13 seconds? That's what we're looking for.
That's a good one.
All right, let's try another one. This is the brand new jingle contest. That's from the past one. Here's Brian Hoff's entry.
One is a pedophile, the other one's a dick. Third one sits at home pulling on his prick. But when they get together, it's lots of fun. It's Opie and Anthony for everyone.
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's a jingle.
Oh, wait, it continues.
Oh, no. What?
That was good.
See, that would have been perfect right there.
People love the sounds of their own voices.
Oh, why? They kept going?
Yeah.
That was the perfect length for a yingle.
A jingle.
That was 13 seconds. You ready for this? It has another 53 seconds.
No, it doesn't.
Why would they do that?
They nailed it right there.
Oh, my God.
Anthony is drowning his troubles in beer, trying to prove his daddy wrong that he's no queer. A loud, angry racist spreading fear and hate who will take your 17-year-old on a date.
Aw.
Opie is a digital media whore. YouTube or Twitter, what does he love more? Even though he's the only one with kids and a wife, if you are a bad guest, he'll try to ruin your life. Opie Radio. Jimmy, Bill, Edgar, Ted, Chip, Shepardini. He likes a gal with an unclipped weenie. Jimmy's a creep, but he's oh so cute until he's licking on a Craigslist hooker's poop.
One is a pedophile, the other one's a dick. Third one sits at home pulling on his prick. But when they get together, it's lots of fun. It's Opie and Anthony for everyone.
You know what? I like it now.
That's pretty good.
But that's more
catchy.
more of a theme song.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
our theme song contest.
Yes.
There's a lot of contests going on.
Song.
Can we have a side fucking prize for the theme song?
This is a sound contest.
That's pretty good right there.
That was pretty good.
Talented listeners.
Yeah,
But the first few seconds was what we're looking for. That
Right.
had the makings of a yingle. It just gets...
Don't say yingle anymore.
Oh, fuck.
Don't do it.
Why?
Why do you do this?
Yingle.
What are we going to do? That was a good theme song.
Yeah, it was good.
I like the whole thing there.
Well, it adheres to the rules, so.
Put that in the finalists folder.
But does it sound like a jingle?
No.
It doesn't?
It sounds like a theme song.
Yeah.
A yingle is supposed to be very short.
With stingers and such. Here's Ramsey Norman, his entry into the jingle contest.
Opie, Anthony, Jim, Chip, Paul, and Ted. Jerry Shepardini. Jerry Shepardini.
That's horrible. I love ruining people's dreams. Because you know they're like, I sent it in, I gotta listen, maybe they'll play mine. And then theirs gets played.
And you think they turn it up the radio?
Dude, I remember being this guy.
sweats.
That's why. I remember being the guy listening to the radio and being like, oh, fuck, this is mine. And it's like, that sucks.
So what's your
and then you're
feedback?
just crushed. You're crushed.
What's your feedback on the last one we just heard?
It's terrible. It stinks. Fuck that guy.
Oh,
You didn't like it?
No.
You just crushed his dream.
It wasn't a good jingle.
Yeah. It has to be 15, 20 seconds. That is appropriate. A jingle length.
Well, we'll play more later on.
That's pretty good.
We got 10 today, so that's the first 5.
10.
There were a couple
day.
good ones in there, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were jingles, but they were certainly creative and good. All right.
Email yours into opieanthony@SiriusXM.com.
opieanthony at SiriusXM.com. Good. And all that info's on the Facebook page, right? Mm-hmm. And it's $2,000 to the winner.
2 G's.
Do we have follow-up prizes?
No.
No runner-up prizes?
No.
What about
takes
like?
all.
What about a gift certificate for Wednesday night at a fucking?
Actually, I got a $10 Subway gift card.
Oh, there you go.
Can we throw that in there?
That's the first prize, yeah.
Why wouldn't we have like prizes for second and third place?
Yeah, something.
That's what Steven Singer gave us. We can maybe get some more.
Not from Steven.
Yeah, we could get
No,
just
this is
other
Steven
things.
Singer's contest.
No.
He'll
Yeah, they want shared
understand.
Yeah, let's give something from across the street on Walnut. Oh, shit. Jewelry Wars. I see a new reality show. I've got my ring for a lower price than you've got your ring.
I heard that fucking other place isn't even there anymore, right? That's what I heard.
The other corner is a Starbucks. The other corner is a garage. And the other corner, maybe that's where it is.
Oh.
Because I'm not sure of the other corner. But I know that right across the street is the Starbucks.
Oh, see?
And then the garage is on the other side. That would be the southwest corner.
Yeah.
The southeast corner is the Starbucks. What is on the northwest corner? That is the question today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jocktober next.
Oh, good.
Whoa.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Language.
Jimmy.
What was he doing? Fucking with Iraq?
he made Iraq just turn down the music for no reason.
Yeah, I was waving him off like doing the throat thing, like nobody gonna get me.
I don't know if people heard that out there. It was
Poor
subtle.
chubby
but-
little lad.
Jimmy.
He had to move those little fingers.
Nice. Beyonce performing at the Super Bowl. Is that a good move? They ran out of people, I guess, huh?
I think so. I mean,
I think it's much bigger.
McCartney, Beyonce, sure, whatever.
Yeah, was it McCartney last year?
No,
Yeah, the
Who was it?
The
Who was it last year?
Beyonce.
Tom Petty?
I guess they want young people to tune. I mean, young people don't care about the Who.
Right, or Kiss just played it. Who's
Who
are you? Who? Talking about my. All right.
Who played the Super Bowl last year? It was only a little while ago.
It was McCartney a few years ago. It was Kiss a few years ago. It was Aerosmith recently.
Tom
It was
Petty?
Tom Petty. Bruce Springsteen recently.
Springsteen.
Hold on, don't say it, Sam. I'm gonna
Madonna?
Madonna?
Who was it last year? I
It was
forgot.
Madonna.
It was Madonna, yeah.
Yep. So they go Madonna to Beyonce. You know what? Not a huge Madonna fan, but I do believe, Sam, this is going to hurt you. It's a bit of a drop-off.
Well, it's not a drop-off. It's
a
about
drop-off.
using a contemporary artist.
Yeah.
So why don't they go with Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Because Beyonce's way bigger than Katy Perry.
Stop it.
No shit.
Right
Has she
now?
more hits than Katy Perry?
Her
No.
body of work is
Right now?
bigger than Katy
Katy
Perry.
Perry bigger than Beyonce.
Right
she's
now.
Oh, yeah. Beyonce might be bigger than the fucking trunk.
Yeah.
But
Katy
Katy's got
Perry.
those breasts.
Katy Perry, bigger than Beyonce,
Beyonce's
right
had
now.
a bigger career than Katy Perry.
I'm
As far as
talking, come on. What do you...
As far as people who are performing actively now, like, and putting out new music,
Yeah.
there's not very many people who are.
I would have
bigger
loved to know the
careers than
short.
Hey, look,
Beyonce.
somebody could have put fucking that goddamn what's the dumb band from the 70s? The Starland Vocal Band. Back in the 70s, could have played the Super Bowl and been like, "Wow, this is great." The Starland Vocal Band doesn't mean they're bigger than anybody else now. I'm talking right now.
At the moment,
Beyonce or Katy Perry.
Katy Perry's bigger than Beyonce right now.
Katy
Right now.
Perry's last album was more successful than Beyonce's last album.
Exactly.
But
So
that's
that
not
means
what I was
she's
talking
hotter
about.
right now.
How about just get Lady Gaga? You know,
Well,
She's a little too crazy.
She's a little too crazy. She's a
Super
live
Bowl?
one.
They don't need another fucking episode like that Janet
No,
Jackson.
Can't have that nipple slip again.
Eighth of a second nipple.
And Beyonce is able to.
It's
Beyonce,
the country we live
I
in.
know.
It's so stupid.
Beyonce is able to actually do something that
a larger group of people can watch. Katy Perry appeals only to children.
Who was the?
Then call me. Then fucking paint me a child. Paint me.
Sam's not wrong on that point. What's the short list? Who else were they considering? They put that out there?
I don't know if they put that at the short list.
I'm just thinking of everyone. Beyonce's a weird choice. Really? Why? So why wouldn't Jay-Z do it?
Play Beyonce's most popular song right now. What is it? Play the song that when people hear it, they go, "Oh, obviously, that's Beyonce's biggest hit ever."
Crazy Love is probably her biggest
Play
hit ever.
Crazy Love, V-Rock.
No, that's ever, though.
That's ever.
This one.
This is Jay-Z.
It's Jay-Z, right?
Why does he have to intro his broad song? That's all he's doing.
I want to hear her
verse
part.
on it, too.
No, he doesn't.
This stinks.
Negro.
And a lot of people ain't going to know this.
This song?
Yeah.
You're nuts.
Nah, this is a big hit.
Not Play Fireworks.
This is
might be
I
bigger
turned you
for
on to fireworks. You're mentioning it way too much.
Yeah.
Sir.
And by the way, Single Ladies.
What? Single Ladies?
That's a much more recent,
That's a big
enormous
hit.
song.
And she only needs to play for what, 7 minutes, something like that?
Yeah. Who Run the World? Girls. Girls.
Yeah, this is a big song.
This is big.
She'll do all right. I just feel like there's other people out
Jay-Z
there.
would be better than her.
Jay-Z's more polarizing.
What about Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne is
Lil Wayne.
I'm at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's a Lil Wayne.
Are you performing at the Super Bowl? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you sign a contract? I don't know.
Did you win a Grammy?
I don't know.
I don't recall.
I don't recall.
What's his name?
You put the perception on me.
That was some good audio.
People perceive what they want to
Ah,
perceive.
why-
They want to perceive.
Why are we bitching all the time? Beyonce is a fine choice,
It's a
whatever.
perfect choice.
She's not a perfect choice. I disagree.
Who's better?
I don't
Yeah, the
like
problem
it.
Katy
is,
Perry would be better.
No,
Yes.
not at all.
I started this whole thing, and I can't come up with someone that actually would be better.
Lady
Nobody.
Gaga.
Katy Perry, maybe.
Katy Perry.
No,
She's
not
got
Katy
big
Perry.
tits.
Listen to this song, Sam.
She got
This is
big
not-
tits.
this is
That
not
might
even
fuck.
fucking good.
That might
She's
fuck her
not.
up.
Katy Perry's not good.
This song is inspirational. Jimmy wants everyone to look at him because he's about to fucking give head to his banana. He's just been waiting. Fucking Jimmy.
You think I was waiting?
Look at him. He's waiting. He's
I'm
got
not.
yogurt on the tip of his banana. And he's been looking around the
that's
room
not
for
true.
like a minute waiting. There he goes. All right.
God, there's yogurt, plain yogurt on the tip of the banana, and he just put his hand on the back of his head and shoved his face onto
You
it.
didn't notice. For the longest
No.
time, he's sitting there just waiting for everyone to
No.
pay attention so he can do his move. This song is inspirational, Sam.
No, it's not.
Inspirational.
It really is.
Very bass.
You gotta just be yourself, man. Gives a fuck what the bullies are saying.
Right.
Even if you're chubby, who gives a fuck? Jump in that pool. Jump in that pool, Sam.
This is not a good song.
Stop.
Oh man!
Oh, yeah.
Kicked in.
You like that?
Fucking E-Rock making it kick in.
E-Rock, turn the volume up.
Of course he did. Because he should be fired from work.
Let me ask E-Rock something.
I don't mean that, Eric.
Does this song talk to you, E-Rock? It talks to you, right? A little bit?
No, not really.
Not really.
Yeah, no, she would not be nearly the Super Bowl halftime performer that Beyonce will be. And she's gonna
Beyonce's
blow
good.
Madonna out of the water.
I could blow Madonna out of the water doing covers. She stunk.
Yes.
She was terrible.
Well, if no one's going to come up with another, artist, then so be it. That's what it is.
Perfect choice.
Oh, by the way, remember yesterday we were talking about Rolling Stones, the Rolling Stones, waiting on a friend?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know how they're sitting in front of that fucking building?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's a big. I'm laughing at it.
What
It's a.
happened?
People know that building, right? Isn't that like a?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it?
There's a connection to another band.
Really?
Fuck, why don't I favorite some of these tweets? Because I didn't even think we were going to fucking
happened?
do this right now. What's the Zeppelin? And I'm a Zeppelin fan, but I'm...
Houses of the Holy?
Huh? What's the Zeppelin? Is it Houses of the Holy?
Houses of the Holy?
Where it has the building on the front cover? Help me out, fucking
Oh,
Zepp
no,
fans.
that's,
I'm
Physical
not listening
graffiti.
to you. Physical graffiti,
Physical
of
graffiti.
course it is. Of course, I'm sorry. I should know that. That's the same fucking building.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
Yeah, man. The Rolling Stones, if you look at Physical Graffiti, you see the stoop and the steps on the bottom right corner?
Yeah.
That's the Waiting on the Friends.
I'm just standing in a doorway.
I didn't know that. I like those little fucking little.
Where is it?
Little
Show
fucking
the other
trivia
one,
things.
though, Sam.
I know you're
Why don't you get the
non-showing.
picture from the other video and now put them side by side?
Here's the problem with Twitter. There's some fucking weird shit that happens. Because now I'm going to go and try to find this tweet, okay? Because it was very early this morning. I guarantee this tweet's gone for some reason.
Oh, man.
I don't know what happens with some of these fucking tweets.
They disappear.
Oh, here it is. No, go to Night Juice gets the big plug today on Twitter. Night Juice.
Night Juice.
Sam, go to Night Juice, because that's going to get you to the website that explains the whole fucking thing. Because he tweeted about this shit. You like the fireworks.
It's so catchy.
You like it. You got a guilty pleasure, sir. All right, here it is. It's off a website called Feel Numb. There's the Physical Graffiti album cover.
Yeah.
All right. And that's what the building actually
Get
looks
the
like.
fuck out of here.
That's, yeah. And then keep going down.
It's every brownstone in New York.
Yeah.
I think it's,
That's it, though.
I want to say it's in the East Village, I would guess.
Yeah.
And then it keeps going down, showing different fucking pictures of that building. Keep going down there, Sam. Keep going down. Keep going down.
You don't like that?
Look at that. Look at that right there.
All right, I'm looking, and I see.
That's the Waiting on the Friend
looks
fucking
like
video,
it.
and they used the same building from the Physical Graffiti album
Who
cover.
lives in the
I
rock
think
and
that's
roll
kinda
building?
Cool.
That's wild. Right there.
Just waiting on.
So don't even ask them why he's there.
What's the website
No.
for the people that give
He's
a
waiting
fuck?
on a friend, though.
It's you just go to the guy's Twitter.
Feelnumb.com is the website that
There's an
Night
article
Juice
on there from 2009.
tweeted. So there you go. You don't give a fuck about this stuff, Sam?
No.
You don't give a fuck
Oh,
about rock history, do you?
Sam.
I don't give a fuck about Led Zeppelin or the Rolling Stones.
Oh,
I mean, the Rolling
kids.
Stones are right.
my
Oh,
God.
these kids.
Oh, the Rolling Stones are just all right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Better than all right.
Did you like any rock growing up?
White Zombie.
That's not rock.
The Rock.
I mean, it is rock,
No,
but
what?
I mean, it's not like traditional
First
rock.
album I got was Permanent Vacation by Aerosmith. I used to listen to that album all the time.
Oh, yeah?
It's the only one I had, though.
What was the big
Aw.
song off that?
Dude Looks Like a Lady.
Dude Looks Like a Lady.
That. No, you don't like
Ragdoll
that?
was on that album.
No.
I like this song.
You like this one?
What?
It's a good song.
Yeah, I'm not going to fucking argue with you on that one.
I used to listen to it all the time and read the lyrics.
Man.
What else was on
This is job site fucking radio.
Was it
This-
really?
Yeah. This was like, I guess after like Howard went off, K-Rock would play this shit, and I would just crank it on the job site. Yeah, some Aerosmith.
I think Ragdoll was on this album.
Oh,
That's a good song.
That's all right.
yeah.
I like that song.
That's about a girl having a period, right?
I don't know.
Is it?
I was
Oh,
young.
right. I thought it was.
Dude looks like a lady.
You don't like
And then they
this?
used the song in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, did Miss Doubtfire dance around to it?
Yes, she did.
They really did?
Oh, yeah, they did.
I'm a woman. Oh, I'm just like a woman. I have titties. Oh, look.
That was a very funny movie. Definitely.
You know what? Miss Doubtfire was a good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
I
funny.
don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't on that one.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we do some Jocktober? The people are asking for it
Jacktober.
today.
It's a good album.
Yeah, we're doing some Jacktober.
It's Jocktober. A celebration of all things shitty in radio.
That's not very nice.
Fantastic failures of pontificating proportions.
That's so bad. Wow.
An interactive exploration of what makes radio rancid. Jocktober.
OMG.
Hosts, holes, bits, and stunt boys.
This isn't funny.
It's time for Jocktober.
I got a tree on my house.
Are you peppering in the Scott sound bites yet?
Yeah, some of the interns. Well, we only have the one intern, but he's on the case.
tree
He's on
my house.
He's on the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know today's Terry Clifford Day. I know it is.
I also think, by the way, that there's some WWE folks that are listening to this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they chose now, in the month of Jocktober, to do a random WWE.com thing on all the things Todd Pettengill did with them.
Really?
And they put up a whole bunch of embarrassing, like, Todd clips.
Oh,
really?
Isn't that just called Todd clips?
Todd Pettingale.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I wish his last name was Todd Pettenfile. That'd be much more fun to talk about.
It really would be.
Yesterday's October was very good.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can keep the energy going.
Well, we're going back to the United States of America.
Nice.
To Washington, D.C., the heart of the country.
Oh.
You know, I figured, the debate going on last night, very political.
Very good. Look, you're thinking.
Now, this isn't the guy we know, right?
No, he works here.
Because
No,
I don't
he's a
want
good
the
guy.
same mistake that happened last year.
Tragic.
No, this is not.
Because I know a guy by this name, and he's an all right dude.
We're going to the Kane show.
Okay, but it's
in
not the Kane
Washington,
that kind of does some work around here.
The one who used to work at K-Rock, New York. No,
Okay.
No, he's a good guy.
I like Ken. I don't want to fuck with him.
Is
No,
this
we're not fucking-
WWE, Kane?
Maybe. That I'm not sure about.
Okay.
It's Hot 99.5, The Kane Show in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And now what's the makeup of this show? What are we looking at as far as the players?
Well, one of the guys is just a question mark.
What is
works
that
on the
about?
show.
I have no idea what that's about because I really only hear two voices. I see all these pictures, but I don't hear that many voices. I think it's like a Elvis Duran Jr. situation. Kane is trying to set up this little morning zoo army around him, but he sucks, so it's difficult.
He sucks, really?
Yeah.
Is he worse than Scott and Todd?
I'll let you guys be the judge. I don't want to cloud your judgment.
All right.
I see two clips on this that
don't spoil.
I'm not, but it makes me so angry.
Really?
Yes, because it's something these idiots should listen to us. We're trying to actually help them in the end. Don't they understand this?
This is help.
It's like you tear
There's
down
two tracks. It's a bit that we said don't do this bit anymore.
No.
It's like you tear down their entire show.
And it's not The Fugitive, by the way, because I'm sure a lot of people are saying Fugitive.
I don't think so.
It's another one we've brought up a lot on this show.
You tear down their entire show, and in the midst of all the rubble, Opie's face is around the corner going, I did this for you.
Has anyone learned?
No.
After being featured on October?
Absolutely. There was the one guy.
I'm allowing these shows out there that we've beat the shit out of to admit to us that we actually helped them in the end. And I want to know how they changed after their beating.
There was the one guy a couple years ago who started getting a lot more snippy with the chick on his show.
Yeah, I know. Remember that?
Oh, that was great.
But other than that, no.
No,
we
huh?
go back and feature the
They
same
just
show.
refuse
Yeah.
to fucking change.
No.
Kane talks about a trial. Sarah interjects.
Yes,
Is Sarah a typical hole?
Sarah's just the female voice of reason on the show.
Oh,
Who's there to kind of,
Wow, that's
we see a
a
picture?
great novel idea. A woman that's the voice of reason on a show. Why don't more people do that?
The update this week. Poor Nathan Wilburn. He actually went on TV. You remember? We actually talked about this. He went on TV and stood by his wife, the teacher that supposedly slept with all these students. And he says she wouldn't do that. She'd never do that. Yes, she's a Cincinnati Bengals cheerleader, but the only reason people are accusing her of this is because they're jealous of how hot my wife is.
Oh, she's so hot. You're right.
She's pretty attractive. So the update to this is with the trial this week. She ended up walking out of one of the trials after she made a plea deal, holding the hand of the 18-year-old student that she was first accused of sleeping with.
Shut the front door. So they're still together?
Shut the front
Instead of saying shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the front door.
Shut the front door.
Well, they're working around the rules that are in place, Jim Norton. You can't say shut the fuck up.
Oh,
So.
my God, is that fucking horrible.
What a stupid front door.
How about just shut up? Shut up.
Yeah.
No, shut the front door, man. I bet half of Washington is saying that.
That is fucking
at this point.
terrible.
Shut the front door.
What an embarrassing country would have a woman like that in.
It's yard.
Wow, I see what you did there.
see?
Very, very clever.
Shut the front door.
Well, we continue with the Kane Show. Has good wishes for a caller and celebrates because it's her first time calling.
That's right.
Gives a fuck if it's your first time calling.
It's something they do.
Another thing I hate when radio shows do it.
First time, long time?
Oh, God, who gives a fuck?
First time, long time? I love first time, long time.
I appreciate our callers, but who gives a fuck? Who used to do that? The Fan?
Yeah. Out of fan.
First time, long time?
Yeah.
Yeah, first time, long time. Dog, I just want to talk about...
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Have you? Another thing I didn't realize we were going to talk about until you just said that. Have you seen the Vince McMahon / Mike Francesa little fucking clip?
No.
God, I gotta favorite this shit. It's Vince McMahon walking into the arena toward the ring, but they put Mike Francesa's head on.
Why?
Whoever tweeted that to me, if you're listening right now, please send it again. I gotta show these guys. Travis is running down the hall. He knows it.
Oh, here comes Travis.
Hope he's quitting.
You seen this?
So stupid.
It is the dumbest thing. It's literally 2-3 seconds long.
So dumb.
It's the Mike Francesa Vince McMahon GIF.
Why is he doing that?
Why not?
Why not is the answer.
I'm sure
He's
Mike
right.
will hate it. You know, I sit here and work
I'll
hard,
pray.
and they put me walking into a ring like with a suit on. If that's what you want to do, that's up to you.
I love the Vince swagger. Vince's arms are just going like this.
With
His
Mike
power
Francesa's
walk's
stupid
hilarious.
fucking big fucking skull
Yeah.
with sunglasses on.
That's
The more you watch it, it's
The
fun.
better it gets.
You like it?
I do like that.
It's so dumb. Sometimes it's the simple things. Can we put that on the Facebook page?
Makes no sense.
Opie and Anthony on Facebook. Kane Show, Jocktober.
Hey, Kim, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Kane. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for asking. Kim, you're on your way to a job interview today. Is that true?
Yes, I'm on my way to Baltimore right now for an interview.
All right, here we go. You know
you'll get it.
You know how this works. You know what we do, right? We got to help
Yes,
you out.
I do.
All right, so everyone take a moment to concentrate on our show. Everybody look at a microphone that's in front of you and focus and give Kim good juju for her interview today.
Juju.
All right. Today's going to go well.
Yeah, Kim.
Thank you so much, Sarah and Kane.
Kill it, girl.
Don't forget Melanie and Eric and Scott, who's newly married. Look at Scott with his wedding ring on. Oh.
And you better
Thank you,
ask
guys.
questions. You got to
First-time
ask
caller.
questions.
Okay. What?
First time caller.
Yay! All right. Well, good luck. Call us tomorrow. Tell us how it goes, okay?
What happened there?
I don't know.
No, I'm serious. What happened?
They give good juju if you need it.
The J?
No.
Oh.
No.
No, it's not anti-Semitic.
Oh, it's not J.
And what does the fart sound effect have to do with it?
They were pushing out all the energy towards her, and oops, somebody let one go.
Oh, that's where the funny is.
And then they all cheer because it's the first time the lady's called the show on the phone.
That's funny.
And everybody goes, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
St. Mark's Place between First Avenue and Avenue A. Thank you.
Oh.
Physical Graffiti's cover.
Fuck it. Sorry,
Physical Graffiti's cover.
I was just looking at Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
He's
a dick.
Stepped down as the Live Strong chairman, foundation chairman. How
didn't he start that?
Yeah.
And Nike is discontinuing
And
their-
Nike.
He's so funny.
Just admit it, you fucking asshole. Enough of this guy already.
Yeah, he's
pompous douche.
He's got to step forward and now explain.
Just admit it.
What that sport is really about, because he's not the only one. The articles I've read, pretty much everyone was doping. Not making it right, but he wasn't the only fucking guy.
Yeah, just admit it.
Yeah.
It's like after a while, it becomes just everyone's like, "Oh, go fuck yourself."
Right.
When you're that busted, just admit it.
I don't know what goes on this show.
What show?
The Kane Show in D.C. and
I swear to God, I forgot we were doing that.
Well, on the Facebook page, one of their listeners
yes. What
posted a picture of the dinosaurs from Land Before Time having sex with each other.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, this is just weird, there's a picture of
man.
Anthony with a Nazi armband
Yeah.
pointing a gun at the president.
That's crazy.
That says, vote Cumia for president, and there's Jim Norton clapping in the background and some dicks.
Oh,
That's
shut the front
obviously-
door.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
it's obviously
What's that?
Photoshop. Oh, God.
What
no.
is that?
Oh, that's terrible.
What the fuck am I looking
What are you
at?
doing?
The girl has a penis in her mouth, and there's feces on her face.
So what? She's a good girl.
This show's sick.
Terrible.
I don't know what these listeners do.
That's a sick
It-
show.
it
right
didn't
there.
sound like-
I wish they would stop putting our faces in these things. This is just humiliating.
They're bullying us.
I don't
Yeah.
like being bullied like this.
Yeah.
Don't
not
put
nice.
pictures of me or Fat E-Rock squeezing his tits.
Yeah, leave E-Rock out of this.
It always goes back to you, right?
You
guys wanna hear?
like that picture?
Huh?
E-Rock, do you like that picture?
Do you appreciate the FatErock.com website?
Not at all.
Oh,
there's a
wow.
what a fuddy
a
duddy.
cartoon image of young E-Rock riding his refrigerator.
Kane talks about a prostitution story, but goes a little too.
People were knocking on the back door of the Zumba place, and they would come in and they would leave very sweaty, and they weren't doing any of the exercises in the main part of the building. They were doing them in the back. So Alexis Wright is a 29-year-old Zumba instructor who apparently was doing, this is the story, a lot more working out than just in her studio. She pleaded guilty to 106 counts of prostitution, violation of privacy, tax evasion, and other charges for allegedly providing relations for money. She pleaded not guilty to 59 of the counts of prostitution, which means the other ones, oh my gosh. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, she is.
Doesn't look like she's from Maine, though. She looks, yeah.
Doesn't look like she's from Maine. What's that supposed to mean?
I guess that didn't come out the right way.
She doesn't look like a plain Jane. Like
well,
you.
No.
The right
She
way.
looks exotic.
Will you let the guy at least try to do something that might end up being funny?
But
Do you understand the concept?
Stink.
Shut the fuck up.
You're terrible.
They really are.
What do you mean?
Hey! Not the worst thing to say. I got to stick up for Kane there. He's going for something. Going, usually they're a bunch of fucking pigs up there.
Yeah,
in Maine.
exactly.
That's not right, though. There's
Oh,
people
my
who
God.
I mean,
How can you get anything done if she's doing that?
she is right, though. There are lots of different types of people in Maine. That's something Kane may not have realized.
Is Phase 2 happening?
What's the chat room like? That's pretty cool. I'd like to see what people are saying about this show.
There's a chat room during the show?
There's actually a live, there's a live cam in a chat room.
How many people are in there?
It doesn't say the number. It's only a few right now.
Very
Nobody's
sparse.
Really,
Yeah.
Not many people.
It's
not really scrolling that fast.
No. How do you get to that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just went to hot995.com.
Oh, okay.
And just went to the webcam.
Oh, wow, that's cool. There's
That's how I
a live
found it.
webcam.
That is kind of cool.
Oh.
Interesting.
Sarah reminds Kane about diversity, people.
Oh.
And what I meant by that, Sarah, is
Oh, God. Now he's got to fucking placate to her.
I saw, as an update, on the webcam, he looked concerned, and he was looking at his computer, was Kane.
Yeah.
And we've entered into phase 2. The public wall has been shut down on the Facebook page.
Why?
Oh.
However,
Yeah.
they put up like a Christmas thing.
That's nice.
I swear this never gets.
It's the same thing every single time.
With this Groundhog Day.
Jingle Bell Dubstep is the name of the video.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like
Cool.
the dubstep.
And one of the comments is from Jeremy Sandusky that says, "Put a finger in my ass."
Well, Sarah reminds Kane about diversity. I guess he has to now explain his main comment.
Yeah, of course.
And what I meant by that, Sarah, is she looks possibly like she has she's got some Hispanic bloodlines, and she's got dark hair and dark skin. Most people from Maine are a little bit pale.
And she's teaching Zumba, which is Latin dance exercise, basically.
Oh, that too.
So there you go, Frasier.
Thank you.
There's diversity now in Maine, you guys.
Well, there's only 17 people in the entire state, so.
How you guys are like, what? No.
God, most girls just suck.
They fucking ruin every radio show.
Wow.
What the?
Oh, guys. Oh, you guys. Oh, guys.
I didn't think our parodies of The Hole could be as accurate as they are.
I know, you feel like you're exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, but then you
realize.
You guys.
Sure.
They're really doing that.
I'm glad that somebody on this Facebook has some decency.
Yeah.
One person, this guy Pete, writes, "I thought this was a family-safe show. These comments are horrible."
Oh, wow.
And it's true. Their
Pete's right.
listeners are disgusting.
It's a family-safe show. The chat room, at least, I hope people are respectful.
Let's see
oh my gosh.
what?
Terry Clifford likes
Terry!
the show.
Ah.
But one person named Ryan, he writes, "This show loves naked babies." If that's true,
that's
I don't
crazy.
even know.
What is the chat room doing in the live feed?
Hope people are being respectful in there.
That's scrolling a little faster.
Yeah, there's no. I don't know if
They might have to.
Jerry Shepardini and Mimi Beardsley. is
Mimi
coming in,
Beardsley.
and,
There it goes.
Somebody wrote "Hi Sam." That's
what's
very
that about?
strange, but
Welcome
Kane
to Jocktober.
Kane looks very stressed.
Kane is sitting there with his head down.
We rock this fat. Who would write that?
Some guy named
Jack
Jerry
Dunphy is Jack Dunphy is full of shit.
The guy doesn't even want to look at the fucking webcam.
A minute ago, he was looking at the Facebook, and his mouth, you could tell the word that came out of his mouth was, wow.
Why would Jerry Shepardini write, fuck you?
That doesn't make any sense.
idiots.
Why would he do that?
Oh, man.
Go back into the ER. And she said the
This is live.
This is live.
This guy writes Happy Jocktober cunt faces while they're broadcasting.
Cunt faces.
Oh, Mimi Beardsley writes, I happen to have a tree on my house.
I got a tree on.
I got a tree on my house.
I got a tree on my house.
Tree on my house.
That has just become the definition of Jocktober.
Yes.
That clip, it says it all.
If there is ever a Jocktober flag,
Yeah.
the words, I have a tree on my house.
I have a tree on my house. It's like, don't tread on me.
Got.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Bubba's security cam says, shut the front door.
Bubba's security cam.
You want to hear more of this show, or
please?
Yeah, I mean, now we got some guy coming in. He rushed in. Obviously, Kane is like, will somebody control this Facebook situation? They're in the chat.
Well, Ronnie says lots of new peeps in one sitting. Ronnie is noticing Bubba's security camera saying we need backup.
Check the Facebook real quick.
Uh-oh.
No, still doing good.
Nice.
Lots of comments on stuff.
Good.
A lot of loyal listeners.
Keep it respectful, though, guys.
Yeah,
Harry
please,
Houdini
please.
Shepardini writes, Phase 2, go.
Sam, what is time for the Kane scam?
Well, you've heard of phone scams, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can't do fake phone calls anymore.
How do you
or
mean?
wait, you can't do prank phone calls.
You're not allowed to prank people.
You're
can't
absolutely not
record-
allowed to do prank
Can't
phone
record
calls.
people when they don't know it. And if they know it, it's not a prank call.
Right. So what is this Kane scam all about? Wait, did the guy just leave?
Where'd he go?
Oh, yeah, they went to a camera that was pointing at a chair with nobody in it.
Oh, no.
That's a...
Because we were looking at him.
And look.
There's no sound.
No sound.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
I potted them up.
Oh, boy.
Let's listen to well, we got sound, thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, we got a little bit of the show.
So time for a Kane scam.
Jim Norton's special, Please Be Offended, is on Netflix.
Yeah, why would they put that in the room? That's very nice.
Jerry Shepardini. of
Obviously
course.
some crossover listeners.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The Kane scam. We love these prank phone calls. don't we?
Oh, please.
We used to do a few of them in our day.
People live for these things.
Yep.
Hey, who's the hole?
Don't put it on the girl. That's
Oh,
a terrible
why
place
would you
to put
do?
the
Oh,
camera.
no.
Someone wrote whole cam.
I wish they hadn't put the camera on her.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. She looks like
she
like
might
from Maine.
not be a girl.
Chick
Yeah.
from Maine. She's wearing flannel, a fucking Bob Vila vest.
What do you mean she looks like she's from Maine?
Shut the front door, lady.
That's her.
Come back. We meet my arse.
I'm looking at a celebrity.
Nice tablecloth shirt. Who is this bitch? Ronnie doesn't know who Jim Norton is.
Come on, this is great.
And they figured out that if you space out the syllables or letters, that you can
curse.
You can get the word cunt in the chat room.
Yeah.
You know what? None of them are looking at the webcams anymore.
Why would they write that?
What an awful person.
Yeah, okay, this person's screen name is actually Jocktober.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah.
Great name.
There's a cunt in the way of that microphone. People are very mean-spirited. I like
Anthony
turtles.
Cumia.
House tree, the guy's name is.
Hey, one person named Anthony Cumia writes, vote Romney. Anthony, are you in this chat room?
Oh, look at him. Yeah,
Anthony.
Hey, guys.
I'm typing away.
This is not the time or place.
Get them clothes off or get on the air.
Someone writes, shut the cunt door.
Shut the gun.
Hey, it's Kurt Cobain.
That's good. It is Kurt Cobain.
It's Wow Day.
I
you
love how they're
dumb
making
hole.
believe they're real busy. They refuse to acknowledge they're being taken over. They're not looking at the webcam.
no.
Why don't we play the Kane scam?
Let's hear that.
In the middle of Jocktober, the Kane Show in Washington, D.C., Hot 99.5.
Kane scams, hello. Oh, Allie wrote us an email. She wants to Kane scam her brother Dan. She just gave him her old cell phone and cell phone number, and she writes, what's the worst thing a sister can do to a brother? And having a sister that's 2 years younger, I would say probably stripping naked.
Oh, boy.
And your brother finding out about it. So we called Dan's cell phone, which used to belong to Allie, and we left a message reminding her that the photo shoot doesn't have to be completely nude. He's been trying to get in touch with her. This is what happened when we called Dan with Allie on the phone.
Allie.
This might be real, by the way.
Hey, you're able to do that.
I think you're able to do this type.
You're
of,
able to do it that way.
call.
If at least one party knows they're being recorded.
I think so.
Allie. Hello?
Hey, I saw that I missed your call.
It's not real.
Yeah, you missed all my calls. Where the hell are you?
I'm at a
Oh, it's not real.
Yeah, I didn't get nervous when you told me that.
Fuck,
there was
it's
a
so
law
not
that-
real. It's actors. It's fake.
They're acting
no one
badly.
talks like that.
No one.
One person's right. Double guns. Go to fucking break in the chat room.
Hey, Kane, go over and slap that hole with a crowbar.
Crowbar?
People are
Why?
just mean.
Why would you want to do that?
Take me out, fatty. Somebody writes that.
Allie. Hello?
Hey, I saw that I missed your call.
Yeah, you missed all my calls. Where the hell are you?
I'm at a thing.
Hey, doll!
What are you doing right now?
Time is
Wait,
money.
hold on.
Time is money. Let's get it on. I got stuff. I got other
I'm
people
sorry,
I have to do.
I'll be off the phone just a second.
I
Yeah,
have a
I'm gonna have to
peacock
go.
calendar I need to do
Okay.
later on today.
Who the
This
hell's
is
the
a photographer. It's a thing I'm doing.
A photographer?
I told you I'm doing a thing.
Somebody called your phone about being fully nude, and you're telling me there's a photographer? What are you doing?
No, it's not fully nude.
God.
What are you doing that's even partially nude? What's the matter with you?
Listen to me.
What are you doing right now?
I'm going to take pictures of you while you're on the phone, so I want you to do a little action shot. Just pretend like you're just talking on the phone to like a boyfriend and just look seductive. Put your finger in him. Yes, put your finger in your mouth, just like that.
Cool.
Put your finger in your mouth.
Put your finger in your mouth, just like that. All right, bend over.
Cool.
What are you doing?
Yeah, just stand
What
on
are
the
you
line.
doing?
Just like that. Bend over, just like that.
This good? Okay.
Just like that.
Oh, you can
All
hear the
right,
camera.
lift up the skirt so we see your butt cheek a little bit.
Don't lift up any skirt. What are you doing?
Hold on.
Are you insane? What's the matter? Are you taking naked pictures right now?
This is good or more?
God.
It's good.
terrible.
Just say, it looks really good on camera when you say, "Let me see your peacock." Let me hear you say that.
What? No. Where are you?
Dan,
No, you're not in this thing. Where are you? I'm going to come down there.
All right, this is starting to slow me
It's a
down.
photo thing. It's a studio.
No. Stop doing whatever you're doing.
All right, hold on a
Leave
second.
now.
This is taking forever.
Wow.
Be more funny.
Yeah, but you can imagine.
going great.
You can imagine how mad you guys would be if your sister called.
Oh, that'd be.
How come the room is
It's
moving
amazing
very
though.
fast?
I know not. It's amazing. I know not to curse.
Yeah, man.
Like
Quite
as the
amazing,
brother,
yeah.
you know not to curse.
Yeah.
And
This show deserves everything it's getting. That's horrendous.
the fake exasperation in his voice.
I have to tell you, based on this chat room, I think I might know who is responsible, who may be responsible for this attack.
Who?
One of the people in the chat room just wrote, Nicole Biggins from the Morning Mashup made us do this.
Oh,
So I don't know if there's some kind of radio war going on.
Hulk Hogan, I did this for you.
Wow, it's very. I'm Anthony Cooley. I'm howling. Opie Radio on Twitter.
Nice. Swastikas are coming in from Rick Voss.
Wait, our head is down. What just happened? Oh, there she goes.
They're mad.
Let's listen.
Yeah, I can't listen online anymore.
Why? Any audio?
No.
No audio? What happened?
I don't know. Can't listen anymore online. Well, there you go. There's what is it called again? The Kane scam.
Kane scam. By the way, we went from like 8 people in the room to 336.
Did you hear how hopeful I was? Like I was saying, man, this could be real.
Yeah, you thought it was because you were like, legally they could.
Yeah,
maybe.
of course it's not real.
Well, the phone's. I don't think the Kane scam is.
Oh, it continues.
The Kane scam's
Come
not.
on.
The Kane scam's not done.
What?
Yeah, no, they didn't finish.
I left with 2 bad knees and a dream to be in a radio chat room.
Yeah, no.
Hello.
Hello?
Listen,
Who is this?
pardon
Who
me?
are you? What's the matter with you? Who is this?
My name is Lars, and I go by Lars with my photography. I'm a photographer, and right now I have to be honest with you. Your sister signed up for this. She's a grown up. You're really slowing me down. You
I
can
don't
get all
care
the.
if she's a grown up or
not. I'm going to come down there.
Yes. Hold on.
Wine around? That was really good.
The wine's right over there. Can you do me a favor? Can you bend over the bathtub like that?
Don't bend.
Yeah, cool. With the wine? With the wine?
The camera.
No. Don't do the wine.
Lars, answer the phone, Lars.
Oh, my gosh.
Where are you right now?
Why?
Because I'm going to come down there and beat the shit out of you.
For doing
what? Do you think?
what?
Why?
How does he-
What did I
Taking
do?
naked photos of my baby sister, getting her drunk and taking advantage of her.
She signed up for this herself. She found me on Craigslist. Do I work for you? No. You come down here, you take your shirt off. Tell you what, I'm going to make you a deal. I've never got a brother-sister kissy thing. I will give you guys $5,000.
Lars,
I will give you $5,000.
Shut, Lars, shut your mouth. Put my sister back on the
I
phone
will give
now.
you $5,000.
Lars, put my sister on the phone and shut
$5,000.
up. Put my sister on the phone.
I'll do it for $6,000. I've never
Allie?
shot. It's for you. We'll keep taking. Can you hold the wine glass and at the same time?
Sisters, Lars, and shut up.
Hey, what's going on?
Tell me.
Dan, what's up?
Stop.
What's going on?
Exhausted.
Yeah, we're in the same fucking business.
Why would they say the only person Greg Hughes hates more than you is Jim Champ?
No, that's my pal. That's one bridge I'm trying to rebuild.
He doesn't respond to you on Twitter.
We started together as two young 18-year-olds, and he now fucking hates my guts because of Jocktober.
You've retweeted him and commented?
Yes, we roomed together. We decided on our own to stay a summer in Geneseo to run the radio station together. And now this guy hates me.
Breaking
This
news.
stupid bit.
Breaking
What?
news from the chat room.
Yeah.
Eric Nagel eats shit by the spoonful.
Dan, what's up?
Stop.
Just calm down. What's up?
Listen to me. Shut up.
What color bra is that?
That's really inconsiderate.
You're my baby
I'm
sister.
working. I'm at work.
You're my baby. You're not at work. You found some toll on Craigslist to pay you money to get you.
He was like by far the most reputable person on Craigslist that I
Oh,
found.
damn it, Allie. Damn it, you are making my bowels hurt right now. Do you understand?
What does that mean?
You're taking naked pictures. They're going to be all over the internet.
Hey, I'm being an independent woman and supporting myself.
No, you're getting drunk, and this guy's taking advantage of you. Please, I'll give you.
He's not making me do anything that I'm not comfortable with.
Allie, here's what I need.
I have a good body. I want to
Allie,
show it off.
You have a great body.
No.
But you look at other girls like that. Like you don't have to look at these, but I'm sure other guys would like to. So.
My sister, listen to me. Please, just tell me where you are, and I'll come down and pick you up. Just stop doing this right now.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. You're gonna sound so good on the Kane show.
I'm gonna what?
Dan, to set you up with a cane scam. Your sister wrote us and wanted to know what the worst thing a sister could do to a brother is. And we figured either be a stripper or do a topless photo shoot with a strange man on Craigslist.
Oh, I hate the radio.
So do we.
Kane scams are pre-taped and possibly edited for broadcast with permission granted from all participants.
Why do they have to say that?
The lawyers had to fucking make him throw a
The
disclaimer
lawyers just
in.
made a bad bit worse.
It's entertainment. Why do you have to say that?
Right.
So
Because it's stupid fucking lawyers.
they're kind of admitting that.
It's all like bullshit.
Wow.
What garbage.
Wow.
Are we done?
Nothing says comedy like a disclosure.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
That really is hilarious.
How's the chat room doing?
Oh, my God.
A lot of people want people to buy my new CD.
Oh, that's
a
nice.
good one.
Very kind words for my mother and her cooking.
I'm seeing some really, really nasty things
Yeah.
going by.
This bitch looks like Herman Munster's cock or whatever it is.
Or whatever it is.
When you put a period after a bunch of letters, you can say whatever you want. If there's a period after each letter, people figure
Well,
it out.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. People are doing
Jimmy
it.
Norton's a sweater boy cutie.
Yeah.
Well, there's too many to read now. E-Rock
Yeah,
is an oink oink fatty baby fatty.
They're pouring in.
Well, you guys want to do one more clip?
Yeah, what do we got?
All right.
What's this?
We're featuring the Kane Show for today's Jocktober.
From Maine.
They're doing a very, very original bit, Anthony.
Uh-huh.
I have not heard this one on radio before.
Right.
It's called War
There's
of...
a Jew in my house.
War of the Roses.
War of the No! No fucking way!
And this is
No
going to be
way.
another fake radio bit. War of the Roses. The radio station gives away a dozen roses, and they call the guy and go, "Congratulations, you won a dozen roses. Who do you want to give it to?" And the guy always says his mistress instead of his wife or girlfriend.
Are you shitting me?
Someone wrote Nicole Biggins is an alcoholic.
It's true. With this one, though, they switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You can either do, you could pick that they'll send flowers, they'll do the flowers thing, or it could be, they'll pretend to be a different radio show, and they'll ask your boyfriend, who was the last person that saw you naked intimately, and the both of you will win a trip. And what the boyfriend doesn't know is the girlfriend is on the other line.
Oh. And he mentions an 8-year-old.
So
okay.
I guess logically, if you're cheating and a radio station calls you up, you give away that information, right?
Right, of course.
To your favorite radio show,
especially to a made-up show.
All right, here's War of the Roses.
Probably. Well, he might be on a break because he works an overnight shift. So I don't know, but you can call us though.
Let's do last person to see him naked to see if he because if he's had some nasty.
Hello.
Hey, Fred.
Hey.
Hey, this is Pete calling from Pete and Brenda in the morning. I'm going to put you on the radio. Is that okay? I have somebody that's going to play a game that would like to use your help in winning a prize, a Caribbean cruise. Can you hang on 1 second for me? This will be live on the radio. Is that all right?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, hold on a second.
See, it's different names.
Good morning. I just wanted to share with you that I was on the way to school with my 8-year-old son.
Yeah.
And we're listening to the Fifth, and he said, I like this show because they're not acting, they're just being real.
That's us. We're real. Hey, Fred.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hi, Fred.
Hey, buddy, we have somebody on hold right now that has a chance to win a trip, and they need your help. They gave us your phone number.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though, is the question I'm about to ask you is kind of a little bit of an intimate question, but they insist you're going to say their name. If I was to ask you the last person that saw you intimately naked, what name would you give me? What first name? And assuming they match up.
Oh, man.
Honey Boo Boo.
I don't know. It's been a lot of people.
It's been a lot of people. This is the last person to see you naked, and unless you were performing as a Chippendales dancer on the stage in front of hundreds of people, do you see what I'm saying? This is an intimate thing. This is a one-on-one thing. Are you married? Are you dating?
I'm seeing people, yeah.
You're seeing people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
All right.
Erica?
Erica is not the right answer.
Melinda.
Melinda is not the right answer. Let's do this one more time here, and then I'm gonna help you out here. Is there anybody that you're seeing
You already lost.
now that you would consider to be kind of?
How about you fucking keep the continuity, you cocksuckers? It's another
awful.
Jocktober where I just walk away mad.
now that you would consider to be kind of closer in your world?
Dana?
You're a dumbass.
Can we please just stop this?
Uh-oh.
Fred?
Yeah.
Fred.
Tanya.
Tanya!
There we go.
Oh, I know it was you.
What?
All I know is somebody keeps saying Eric Nagel has jam breasts.
Yeah, there's conflicting reports though, because he's also saying Eric Nagel has jelly breasts.
So they're arguing over the fact whether it's jelly or jam.
Whether Eric Nagel has jam or jelly breasts.
Why does the flow chart always go back to your? You want part 2 of this dumb thing?
Yes, please.
Boy, did you notice his chick caught him?
Yeah, his chick caught him. I got to find out what happened because he seems to be in Dutch now.
How you want to know it's me if you spouting off 3 different names? That sound like Tanya.
No, he caught me off guard with the question.
What do you mean he caught you off guard?
I caught you off guard with the question. Fred, I was very clear. I even set you up with, like, if I said your mom was on the other line, what would her first name be? You knew what I was doing.
No, I just wasn't sure. I didn't know it meant like.
What do you mean you weren't sure?
I thought it just meant like who saw me, like people I work with or people
He said intimately.
Yes.
How many times did he have to say that? He said it at least 2 or 3 times. What are you talking about?
Like social gatherings?
No, Fred, hold on. Fred, my name is Kane, and the truth is there's no trip here, and Tanya wanted us to set you up because she suspects there's something else going on here, specifically because of the blonde hair she found when you guys were getting intimate.
No, there's nothing else going on. It's just I don't. Look.
Come on, Fred. What's your answer, bud?
I mean, it must have just got caught on like one of my sweaters and then got down there when I was.
Oh, on your sweaters. The other day it was just gym shorts. Do you see what I'm saying?
Who wears a sweater to the gym other than Bill Cosby?
How the hell would you feel?
That's a good
if you
one.
had blonde hair down in my crotch?
He pulled it out
me
with
that.
that.
Yes, he did.
I'd be understanding and I'd listen to what you have to say.
Oh, that's.
Oh, please.
A blonde hair found in his bed, but he sounds
Who are
black.
these other women that you're
I
talking
don't like
about?
the sound of this radio show.
I'm not a loser. You look like a loser.
Dr. Emily Owens is a
They're not. I'm not dating them. I'm not seeing them like that.
I'm going to take a line from Sarah and tell you this. Hashtag unsubscribe, bitch.
Oh!
Here we go.
No!
Here we
I'm done. No. Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe, Fred!
Fred, you're unsubscribed. Nothing else you can say, sweetie.
He called me out of the blue. I was under pressure. I didn't know what to say. He got me confused.
Under pressure.
Hashtag unsubscribe, biatch!
Unsubscribe.
Can we just talk about this at home?
No. Unsubscribe.
More of the Roses is pre-taped and possibly edited for broadcast with permission granted from all participants.
Those fucking lawyers. Oh, God, they stink.
I love that disclaimer.
Why would
man.
you have to tell the listeners?
Why do you have to tell listeners that?
Why would you ever have to tell? You know there's some guy in his car going, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, Jesus, that is
Why
so
why would you have to tell your listeners that? It's
the best part of the whole scam.
But the lawyer would explain that.
That's the best part, is the disclaimer.
Hashtag unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe.
Can we start doing hashtags on the Opie and Anthony show?
That's pretty
Sam Roberts,
fucking
please?
cool right there. Because you're unsubscribing what, from like him?
I guess so.
Oh,
man.
man,
I
that's
guess
great.
so.
That's great.
Unfollow.
But we
That's
loudly have to yell if somebody does one of our hashtags.
Well, the yelling is to kind of, cover up the fact that the bit's going nowhere.
You think the bit went nowhere?
Yeah, and then you just get really loud and do, oh, and it helps it along.
The woman is not necessarily unsubscribing from the man.
That's a lot of hashtag unsubscribes going through the chat room right now.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Oh, here she is.
Green card that are currently living here as productive members of society.
Since both. She was pretty hot, though. I know that's not
this
your type.
crow. George W. Bush. How are you different from George W. Bush?
The debate. We should take a break because we got Rory coming in.
Oh,
Rory.
that's fucking great.
Rory Kennedy, our first Kennedy on the show.
Yes.
After all these years, yeah. So she's the daughter of what?
Robert,
right?
Robert Kennedy, yeah.
And Ethel?
Yeah, the book is called, the documentary, it's an HBO documentary about Ethel Kennedy. And it was very, very interesting because...
how's her teeth?
She looks good.
Rory's got good teeth.
Well, But like, Ethel Kennedy is like the last of the, of JFK,
the old
Jackie, Robert, and her. That foursome. She's the last one living.
Yeah.
That's it. How old is she?
80-something, but she looked amazing for it, and she was very coherent and very, she sounded like a woman 20 years younger when you watch her interviewed.
Oh.
But it's all told from the perspective of the children.
Going to talk to Rory Kennedy next. Thanks, Sam. That was a terrific job.
Great one.
Good job.
That is a good one, by the way.
Good.
This is just...
Chat room is not going well for them.
No, it hasn't stopped. It's only picked up steam.
Yeah.
How many people are in there?
Just about 400.
Oh.
Up from 8.
800? Wait, how is it down from?
No, 8.
They had 8 people?
Oh.
8 people.
We have 400 in there now?
Yeah.
It's not bad. We do some numbers.
Hilarious.
All right. Terry Clifford tomorrow, Sam, hopefully?
I don't know.
Is tomorrow the day?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Depends. Depends.
E-Rock, is it jelly or jam?
Shut the front door.
You're listening to the Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
So the Kane Show, we just featured them on Jocktober. They're big fans of ours, and they just posted something on their Facebook page.
What did it say?
They're very happy that they were finally featured on Jocktober.
Yes.
Well, thank you for at least having a good sense of
What was the Facebook thing real fast? Because we got to get Rory Kennedy in here. Oh, you don't have it right now?
I'll just tell you what it said.
Yeah.
It said, we're upset that it took this long to be featured on Jocktober. O&A, wish you were back on WJFK. My man breasts are the same size as Jim Norton.
God, I hate. All right. No, I don't hate it. That's cool. And I just found out, too, they just announced text the word whole to 36500 to win $1,000. Too fucking funny. So it's
Good for them.
That's all we want in the end.
Yep.
Is to be acknowledged, damn it.
Well, that sounds very nice.
So, Rory Kennedy's outside the studio.
bring her in.
This is our first Kennedy on the show, the daughter of Ethel and Robert Kennedy, promoting the new documentary Ethel, which will be broadcast on HBO at 9 p.m. on October 18th. Hi. Good morning.
Hello. How are you?
Thank you. Is this the hot seat?
Make yourself
That is the hot seat there, Rory.
It's easy here.
You
Very
guys all
relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to
We actually clam up pretty well in front of ladies. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I like
we get
having
scared.
that effect.
I saw your documentary last night.
Oh, thank you for watching it.
It was very good. What made you want to do it? Because it's called Ethel, and it's about, obviously, your mom. Because I guess all the attention has been focused on your father, which is, I guess, you know, when you're a Kennedy, it's always focused on the men, but there's not much attention paid to your mom compared to your dad.
Yeah. Well, that's part of why I wanted to tell it. You know, my mother has raised us for the last 40 years and has been around, and I think she's made a huge contribution. She's very kind of reticent to tell her own story, and she's never done an extensive interview before or a book or anything, so I felt like if we didn't do it now, her story probably wouldn't be told.
Was she hesitant to do it? Because there was a couple of moments where it seemed like she didn't like. It was hard for her to talk about, obviously, when he was killed. And there were certain things that she seemed to struggle with.
Yeah, I think that it was, you know, it's not her comfort zone. She does not like doing interviews. She does not like talking about herself, and she doesn't like talking about the past. You know, she's somebody who really is in the present. And so I think it was hard for her, but I'm glad she did it.
That's got to be tough for people in the Kennedys. I mean, obviously, everybody wants to know about the past and hear stories about the past. That's got to be a tough thing that would be in that environment if you're not very comfortable with it.
Yeah, I think it is, actually. I think that really all of my siblings and family kind of are very much future thinking and in the present and doing amazing things with their lives. And I think that from the outside, there's a lot of focus on kind of more of the tragedies in the past. And it's not really where we're coming from, generally speaking.
You know what I noticed, too? It's like we look at, like, whether it's the, JFK assassination or Robert Kennedy. It's like it's this piece of history for us. It's like we're detached from it. It's just like a horrible piece of sad history.
Yeah, that's true.
But you forget that there are like families around it. Or I was amazed to realize that I think that your parents were married for 23 years.
Yeah,
or
they
something?
got married when they were 20, 21 years old.
And you're like, oh yeah, there was a whole life before he got into politics, and there was kids being had. It wasn't just he was Robert Kennedy, the Attorney General. There was a whole lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, 11 kids.
Phew.
Wow.
Thankfully, as I'm the 11th, so I'm glad they had that many.
Yeah, you were the last one.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel weird because you never met your father? I mean, it's very tough. You came out, I know it was 6 months after he died, you were born. And listening to all your brothers and sisters talk about the memories, do you ever feel like I'm frustrated that I missed any memories.
Well, it's sad, to never have met him, but I think that for all of us, it was a huge loss in our family. And what was one of the things that was nice about making this film is, as you know, I just interviewed my siblings and my mother, so it's really kind of a film from the inside out. But because I'm the youngest and I have so many siblings, 10 older brothers and sisters, my sister Kathleen, the eldest, is 18 years older than I am. And so, my older siblings had a very different experience than I did. They had, it's just a different life. And so it was nice to be able to sit down. You never really have that time in life, to just ask all those questions about what it was like. And I got to do that with this film.
I found myself getting very angry watching it. After JFK and then your dad is, gets is ready to run for president, and just knowing what was coming, I started getting really, really irritated that it was going to happen again. It's like, obviously we know what happens, but I found myself getting very frustrated because most things that I've seen in the last X amount of years concentrate on John Kennedy even more than Robert Kennedy, and I found it very frustrating to watch.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of sadness there. It was a pretty intense decade, the 1960s, and a lot happened. There was a lot of great things that came out of it, but a lot of tragedies too.
How do your family get through something like that? Speaking with them to put together this documentary, how did they get through that without wanting to just give up on everything, on faith in the world?
Right. Well, I think that's a big part of the film, frankly, is, my mother in particular, to lose her husband and have 11 children and in such a kind of tragic manner. And she's a survivor, and she's, I think she just has a great passion for life naturally, and then I think her religious beliefs really buoyed her through the hard times. And I think probably also just having all the children, and the kind of practical day-to-day life and what you got to do to kind of get through that, and changing diapers and taking them back and forth to school. You just, you kind of go through the motions for a period of time.
Yeah, that's kind of the point that Jimmy was bringing up about that really being real people in a family, because it is just looked at as a historic event in our country, like numerous other things that happen in this country. And unless you're part of the family, it's kind of weird when you do put it in context that you are a family. Yeah.
Well, I think the film tries to do that as well, because it really interweaves these historical moments that I think, we all went through as a nation: the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Civil Rights Movement, the election of my Uncle Jack, and everything that he fought for and believed in, and I think had a major impact on. And then kind of looking behind the scenes of what was happening internally with our family during those events. And I think in that way, I hope it speaks to people as, because it's something that we all went through as a nation, even though some of us don't remember it or didn't experience it firsthand. It is our collective history.
Do you ever feel that name carries with it this expectation that is so hard to reach? I mean, you're talking John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Teddy. It seems like it would be so hard to live up to that name.
Well, I think that there were some really extraordinary people in that generation, and I feel like they've had an influence on me and who I am and the decisions I've made in my life. I think it's, it's not something where I try to aspire to be who they were and accomplish what they did. But so to me, it's really a kind of positive influence in terms of just how I think they have affected me. And, and I think, obviously people are more aware of the contributions that Jack has made and my father's made, Teddy's made. But I think this film also brings to light the contributions that my mother made and kind of having the women's perspective from my family, I think, is important. You know, Eunice Shriver had impacted so many people with the Special Olympics, and I think those, you know, the women don't get as much attention, but I think they deserve a place in history as well.
What are some of the negatives of growing up with the Kennedy name? Are there things you have to deal with?
Well, I think that, you know, largely it's been enormously positive and created a lot of opportunities that otherwise wouldn't be there. And, you know, I'm so grateful just to have my siblings be my siblings, and, you know, my parents are my parents, and my family, extended family, is just fantastic. So I feel very lucky for that. I think sometimes, you know, there are moments where you're kind of in the public eye and scrutinized a little bit more than you would otherwise be. And it hasn't played itself out with me so much, but I've seen it with other family members where, you know, there's unfairness or there's misrepresentations in the media, or you know, where you just want to kind of scream and yell and try to change it, and then that just pulls you into the frenzy a little bit more and prolongs the news cycle, and so then you don't say anything. But it's frustrating to sit on the sidelines and watch, you know, people be misrepresented in the press.
And you're kind of born into it. It's nothing that you really can choose, which is kind of an odd thing, that you're just born into this notoriety, and the news wants to know about you and know what you're doing. And if you do trip up during life, it's scrutinized so much more than just the ordinary Joe.
Yeah, so I think that's
probably
a challenge. But as I say, there have been so many more opportunities, and you know, the positive is so much greater than any negative that comes along with it. So I feel very grateful to have my life and have the opportunities that I've had. And
how old is your mom, if you don't mind me asking? Because she was extreme. Like, you know, you think of somebody who lived through that era as a peer. And she looked amazingly well for someone who's probably in her 80s, right?
Yeah, she's 84. Wow. Yeah. And as feisty as ever.
Yeah, she really was, and she seemed like, you know, if you told me she was 60-something, I would believe it, if not for the historical context. There was a lot of great home footage too, which I liked. A lot of things I'd never seen, because you've seen so much of even the private home movies. But there was a lot of photos and like wedding videos and family vacation stuff with your brothers and sisters and your mom and your father. And it was really, again, it just helps humanize these people that we see as kind of historical figures.
Yeah, it was, that was one of the great things about making this film, is going through all of that archive. And in my mother's house alone, there were 16,000 images that we went through, and then we were lucky to have
Jimmy's computer.
Yeah, they're probably a lot nicer than the ones I have.
But there were a lot of great home movies that I had never seen before, and certainly haven't been shared out in the world. So it's nice to add that dimension.
Right. Did your I forgot what I was going to ask.
Oh, Jimmy.
No, it was something about what I saw. I said I completely blanked thinking about your answer.
Oh, that's okay.
So what did, besides raising a huge family like that, that's a lot of children, what did your mom do from the time that your dad died up until pretty much now? Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things the film documents is just how much partnership they had, my mother and father, and how much of an influence she had on his life. And, you know, that they really grew together during this very turbulent time in our nation's history. As the nation was growing, you saw them evolve as well. And I think after my father died, my mother continued on that trajectory of kind of social activism and social justice, and she, you know, has really dedicated her life to issues around human rights. She's traveled extensively internationally, and, you know, she's stood up to dictators and made lots of demands to treat people well and with decency. And I think that she's, you know, and then she's pursued other causes like Cesar Chavez. She was a great friend with him and broke bread with him when he did his fast for the United Farm Workers. So she's started the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Human Rights and Justice, which is dedicated to, as the name suggests, human rights, and they have a book award and a journalism award.
She
and
continued the legacy
award.
there. Yeah.
So it's
the Hoover, by the way, is what I was
Fantastic.
thinking of when you said about Stanford dictators. That's where I just lost. Was that you guys or your brothers and sisters used to go to the gun range at the FBI? And J. Edgar Hoover was not a fan of children. He was a relatively awful guy.
Yeah, he was not. My sister Carrie tells a great story in the film about how my mother went to the FBI building, and you know, Hoover didn't have a great relationship, and my father didn't have a great relationship with him, and my mother wasn't a particular fan either. And as you say, he wasn't such a fan of my father or children, and so anyway, they went to the FBI building, and in the bottom of the FBI building, for some reason, there was a suggestion box. And so my mother had these index cards that had her name on it, Ethel Kennedy, and she took one out and took her red pen out, and in the suggestion box she wrote, "Get a new director." And
which back in the 60s, to say that directly to J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, and that note got right to J. Edgar Hoover's desk, and then went right back to my father within minutes.
Why did he not like your father? I mean, there was the obvious, because I think, didn't he kind of cut off Hoover's access to the president? And he said, "No, I'm your boss. You're going to come to me." But what was it that he really did not like about your dad?
You know, I think Hoover was a pretty invasive and intrusive man, and you know, he liked to listen in on phone calls, and you know, he would really sort of push the envelope in that way, and I think that made my father very uncomfortable, and so I think there were conflicts over their politics. Also, Hoover had been there for decades, you know, at that point, so he was kind of a staple, and I think there was he felt like he had a lot of power and a lot of control over those years, and so I think
kids come in and want to turn the whole thing upside down.
I think there was just some inherent conflict, and then, you know, I don't think he was a particularly friendly man.
Over the years, how much have you entertained? Because there's been so much speculation and conspiracy with your family. Do you just discount it all and not even give it any mind, or growing up, did you entertain a lot of the conspiracy theories that go along with your family?
I haven't spent personally time, you know, exploring that. So I can't really speak to it. I think that.
I just wondered if you even gave it a thought or anything. Yeah.
I mean, I think that there is some evidence, but I haven't put a lot of thought into it myself, and you know, I think that obviously it's the effect has been really sad for all of us, and the kind of the loss of my Uncle Jack and my father, and you know, Martin Luther King. You know, it's just a very turbulent, sad time.
Did you ever go to the Ambassador?
You know, I've been there. They've turned it into a school,
right?
With a lot of efforts from community activists, and my brother Max and sister-in-law Vicky played a big role in that, because they wanted to turn it into various things. So it's now a terrific public school, and I have been there. I was there for the opening, and it's fantastic that it's been able to turn into something that was consistent with my father and mother's beliefs, and really what they dedicated their life to was helping people who are underprivileged and need that kind of support.
Yeah, they were really genuine. You know, a lot of politicians say it, but there was a story that comes out in the documentary about how where was your father? He was in Mississippi, and he came back. He just was in the middle of people with bare feet who weren't eating, and he came back home and just kind of realized how good you have it, and how good his family had it.
Yeah. And I think that made a big impact. And, you know, there's a lot more awareness now about people living in poverty and the hardship that they face. But during that time, you know, there was very little awareness about what was happening in the hills of Appalachia and the Mississippi Delta. And he went on that trip and was just shocked, and he came back from that trip and really communicated that we needed to do something, and that was part of the reason why we started a school lunch program, is because of what he documented down during that particular trip.
Is that who started the school lunch program? I didn't know that. That's how it started?
Johnson did, but it was initiated under Kennedy.
It was just such a transitional period between when the government was kind of infallible, not looked into, just business as usual, and then this great change came about with Jack and your dad and everything about how all of a sudden it was okay to question things and look into things, say, hey, this isn't quite right, let's change this. And unfortunately, it came with a lot of sacrifice like that. Did you ever talk with your mom about, I don't want to say any good that comes out of assassinations, but it did turn into, all right, look, enough's enough. And I think, especially with your dad, it came to a point where people started saying, look, we got to do something about this. Really, enough is enough with assassinations based on people's ideology on civil rights and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think, I think it's hard to feel like anything particularly good came
right,
out
absolutely.
of it, and the cost was so high. But, I think that it's important to understand that decade and what was at stake for, especially, I enjoy showing this film to younger people today because they see it and even though they may have read about it, I think it's hard to understand what was at stake and really what was happening, and also what our politicians stood for, and that you really could feel like politicians could make a difference and there could be leadership, and so I think in that way it opens people's eyes to that potential.
What do you think of when you see politicians these days when they're talking about changing things, and when your father especially, there was real change going on. What do you think of today's politicians and the way things are working in the or not working in the country?
I campaigned for Obama, and I think he's had a tough go at it in terms of kind of the conditions. I think actually he shares a lot of values that my father and my uncle believed in. But I think the conditions have changed. Even when Teddy was around as senator, there was so much collaboration and working with folks across the aisle. And, he worked well with Senator Hatch. They were very good friends, even though he was a pretty right-wing Republican. And I think it's very hard now, especially when you have people, I don't mean to target the Tea Party, but I feel like there's real sense of kind of obstructionist, and that it's very hard to get things done under those conditions. When there are people who are signing documents saying, I'll never raise taxes, I'll never do this, that, or the other thing, it feels a little anti-democratic. And so I think it's hard within that context to accomplish the things that we were able to do in the 1960s, the civil rights legislation, war on poverty. These are things that both parties supported and got behind, and it's hard to imagine that happening today in such a way. And so I think it's a pretty significant accomplishment that Obama was able to change health care and provide access to so many people who otherwise wouldn't get it. I think he's, obviously withdrawing, coming out of Iraq is significant. And, I look back at 4 years ago when he came into office, and 3 weeks into that, the economy was plunging, and there was a lot of fear and concern that we were heading into a serious depression, beyond a recession. And you think back at those times, and I feel like he's really kind of been able to right the economy. It's a long haul, and I feel like the previous administration got us into this mess.
Oh,
we're
absolutely,
trying to get out of it. So
yeah.
But it's hard. It's easy, I think, to kind of skew that into something else, or to blame him, or feel like he's not doing everything he can. And I really do feel like the conditions have changed, so it's harder.
I think that people are blind if they don't see that he's been trying, and he's just sincere about it. And we can only hope for 4 more years of Obama. That's for sure.
I would hope for 4 more years of Obama, and trying to really elect Congress people and senators who, and I'm not saying they all have to be Democrats, and I think it's good to have both parties.
That would be nice, though. I'll tell you.
But I think that you got to have, people in there who are reasonable and who are really looking at what is in the best interest of our country, and not thinking, how can I damage the president? And and
she's speaking your language, Aunt.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've said this for 4 years now.
Almost
Right.
4 years.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
So,
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, you got me started.
I hear you.
Are there any Republicans in your family? I'm sure there are. I mean, or is it hard? Like, it's such a Democrat family. It's like once in a while there has to be someone that goes, I don't know, I kind of like him.
No.
Oh, no, it doesn't happen.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was the closest we came to that. But, no, there is nobody who is a blood relative. On our side, actually, my mother's side, the Skakels, there are a lot of Republicans over there, but there are none that I know of, or none who have been outed,
Right.
who are Kennedys.
How long did it take you when you were growing up to realize, A, that you were part of a very different family, and B, that there was a lot of grief there? Like, what were some of the signs when you were really young, because you didn't see it happen, that there was a lot of grief?
You know, I think it was an evolution of becoming increasingly aware as I got older. You know, there wasn't like an aha moment. It was, you know, a kind of gradual awareness and a deepening of that understanding.
What do you do films for work? What do you do for work?
Yes, I make documentaries.
Oh, it is your thing. Okay.
So this is what I've been doing.
Yeah, it was really good, and you know, again, I've never seen Ethel Kennedy interviewed, and it was very interesting to hear her take on it and the campaigns, and you know, it was really well done.
With so many films done about the Kennedy family, it's unique to try to find a new angle on it. And yeah, the women behind some of these men have really just been behind a curtain for so many years. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice, I think, to hear even just my mother's voice. And she's lived through so much, and she's been on the front line of history, but she's also a character, and she's very funny, and you know, she's got a lot of moxie, and I think that comes through in the film.
Is she still able to get pretty much anybody on the phone she wants?
She's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
In that respect. So, and she'll ask anybody anything, and so she's yes.
I saw a photo online of with President Clinton, and it was, I forget what was happening, but your family was there, and it was Ethel Kennedy was just like leaning over talking to somebody else while Bill's standing there smiling with her. And I just felt it was so funny that she just was not impressed at all. She was standing with the Clintons. I'm sure she thought it was terrific, but she had something else to say to somebody, and that was it.
She is a fan of Bill Clinton's.
Yeah. But it was funny to see somebody.
Who isn't these days? Jeez.
Yeah.
It was funny to see.
Wasn't he great? At
Everyone loves him.
Yes. It was funny to see somebody just not impressed. Somebody who's used to being in that, you know.
That orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it very much. It's called, is it just called Ethel, right?
It's just called Ethel. It's going to be on HBO tomorrow night, Thursday night at 9 p.m.
HBO's got great documentaries.
Amazing documentaries.
And we're tracking it on Facebook and Twitter and keeping people updated, because we're also continuing to do local screenings and getting it out there.
Well, I loved it, and parts of it made me very, very sad, and also, like I said, angry. And it was insightful, and to hear all your brothers and sisters just talk about Robert Kennedy as daddy, and it was just a really very personal thing.
And I hope you laughed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of moments that I did, but I found more sad than it made me more angry.
Jimmy's a soft-hearted boy.
It made me more angry for like, God damn it, why did that happen? You know, that's the feeling, because unfortunately you know the outcome. But I learned a lot about your mother that I didn't know, and I never realized how instrumental she was in you know, being supportive of your dad running and getting into the Senate here in New York, and there's just a lot of stuff I don't think she ever got credit for.
Yeah. So good. Well, I'm glad you got something out of it.
I did. I enjoyed it very much.
Great. Thanks for coming by so much. This has been great.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you all. Thank you.
And we didn't curse once. Well done by us.
I know, right?
First time ever in an interview. Be right back.
Thank you. I love TV. I love watching my favorite shows every week, don't I?
You know what you also love?
What?
Obama. You said it. You said it.
I certainly did.
You love Obama.
I was blatantly lying to a Kennedy. You know how hard it is to really say that? I got to be honest. It's so hard to actually have those words even come out of my mouth.
Can I add to that? And you looked at me and gave me a dirty look like, don't you dare, don't you dare.
Because I just heard you chuckling.
You looked to your left and was like, please don't blow up my spot.
That's
why we need a visual. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yes, TV. Lots of times I forget to record things sometimes, and then I'm behind on what's going on in the latest shows. I hate that. This is where Dish comes in. They solve that problem. Their whole home HD DVR, the Hopper. It's called Primetime Anytime, and it lets me set my DVR. Why do they have me in this? By the way, we gotta change that because everyone knows Well, anyway, it lets you set your DVR, your Hopper. It's called Primetime Anytime, and you set that DVR, record all 4 major networks, Primetime TV, and you watch it later. You don't have to remember when your favorite shows are on or about recording them. You just sit back, press the button, and Primetime TV is recorded and saved to your DVR for up to 8 days. Then you can watch anytime you want. Problem solved. If you don't want to miss your favorite shows again, get the Hopper and Primetime Anytime. Call Dish at 1-800-WATCH-TV. Find out more. That's 1-800-WATCH-TV. Dish, let's watch TV.
This is the Opie and Anthony channel on Sirius XM.
Rory Kennedy for coming in today. That was terrific. She has the eyes. You can see it in the eyes,
the mouth, the whole look.
Yeah,
she got that Kennedy look.
She looks like RFJ.
Yeah.
That was funny, man.
Well, you know, I couldn't just sit. See, it was actually a problem because as she's talking and saying all this stuff, I couldn't quite sit and look at her and go, yeah, knowing that, you know, it's against everything I really think. So I just had to get in with a blatant lie and just support
challenged her a
Obama.
little bit. She knows her facts.
I cannot argue politics with a Kennedy.
Well, not with Robert
Kennedy's daughter.
Yeah, of course that's how she feels.
I mean, obviously that's how she feels.
But she was pretty honest,
Father
though.
and mother lived for the kind of policies that you know, the father was all behind the civil rights thing, these social programs.
Fucking headphones.
Oh man.
Just been working on them for 5 minutes.
I've been working with this. I want big bread.
She was honest though, because it was very insightful what she said about Obama.
Yeah.
How, you know, he means well and all that, but how the system is set up right now, you know, he's having a real tough time getting things done, unlike her uncle and father.
Yeah, the point that could have been brought across, which I didn't hear her mention one.
But she didn't go rah-rah Obama's, you know, the greatest thing. You could tell she's a little bummed out at how it's all been going down.
She kind of blamed George W. Bush, and she kind of said that the Tea Party.
You agreed with her?
The Tea Party and the such is keeping the two sides from working together, but I didn't hear one Democratic roadblock that was thrown up that keeps the two from working together.
Yeah.
Which
RFK's daughter is biased.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not even, that's why I wasn't even going to touch on that because she should be. She should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I liked her dad a lot.
I got no problem with her.
And I liked her mom after the interview. I mean, she's very fucking ballsy. She was right. She really, to send that note to Hoover, which is
That's
what I was.
funny. That's great.
But that really was a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
To basically
Fucking
tell J.
Hoover.
Edgar Hoover to go fuck himself in the FBI building.
You fucking fruit.
Yeah. But, you know, from his boss's wife.
Yeah.
You know, John was on the way to her wedding.
I wish I would have known that.
I didn't know
man.
that.
I didn't realize that.
Wow.
I was wondering if that wrecked her day or not.
Oh, man.
They had to reschedule the wedding. See, I didn't realize any of that.
Yeah, he was on the way to Rory Kennedy's wedding when that plane went down.
Wow.
Jeepers creepers.
What year was that? Was that 99?
90?
Yeah. Wow. And they wound up getting married in Greece. I guess they just...
13 years ago.
Wow.
Already. Yeah, my ex hated when Kennedy's died or Princess Di died.
Died?
Yeah, she hated when that shit happened.
Yeah.
Wait,
yes, I remember she would sit in front of the fucking TV, watch every second of coverage, and then the funerals, she would watch that and just cry her eyes out. Oh, he's just like, Jesus Christ, she won't stop fucking watching this shit.
Didn't we just go and drink or something?
Oh, yes.
You enjoy the the sadness. We're
Yeah.
gonna go find a fucking beer.
Go enjoy the fucking morbid funerals on TV that you're going to watch.
Over and over again.
We're out of here.
She had all her Princess Di books stacked up.
Oh, man.
It was easy to get her stuff for like Christmas, though. Just get the latest Princess Di book. That was good.
Princess
She was
Di
also a fan
calendar.
of that dumb Lance Armstrong.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that fucking drug fiend.
Anyway, can we go home?
Yeah, why don't we do that? I guess the...
Oh, what happened?
What about that clip from today?
Oh, yeah. Kane's show was featured on Jocktober today, and it turns out Kane seems cool.
Oh, boy, that
likes
happens sometimes.
He wrote on his Facebook page that he was flattered that he was featured for Jocktober, and then they had a little dumb texting contest, and they turned it around a little bit and did this.
The 24-hour tree life of Taylor Swift. Think you can handle it?
All right, let's go. Here's the word. You ready? Text the word hole right now. HOLE. Text hole to 36500.
Okay.
Text hole to 36500. We're talking about $1,000 that you can totally use. Whether it be to take the Zumba classes with our friend in Maine, or
obviously.
perhaps handbags and shoes could be yours. Text hole HOLE to 36500. Hold the 36500 right now.
Now, see, he doesn't.
Ticket scams. Hello. That's funny.
He doesn't disagree with us whatsoever. And you hear her; she's trying to let go with it and have fun, but she's like, okay.
I don't know if I like this. You guys are calling me a hoe, but... That was funny that he went with it, though.
Good for you, Kane.
Yeah.
The Kane Show down there in Washington, D.C.
I'll give it to him.
I mean, it's funny, but I don't know if I necessarily like the direction it's going in. It's not the most inclusive comedy.
Get your jingles in, people. You want to hear a couple more jingles that came in?
Yes. Only if they're nice.
Before we wrap up for today, we got our jingle contest thanks to Steven Singer. IHateStevenSinger.com. $2,000 up for grabs.
Jingle.
Hopefully we'll get some more prizes for the runner-ups. We'll see. But they're starting to come in, and here's the next contestant. This is Fred Adderhold, it looks like.
Adderhold?
I guess.
What does that even
How
mean?
about putting it down?
You totally nailed him.
Good shit.
Minnesopi, Minnes Anthony, and Jimmy Norton. Back to back.
Betty to Betty.
It's not a jingle.
That's not really a jingle.
It kind of works, though. At least it's like a little stinger.
That's fun. It's a stinger.
It's a stinger.
It's a stinger.
It's a stinger.
A stinger, yes. Jingle, no.
Lee Perryman, he's got an entry in the contest.
Just an old-fashioned radio show. Everyone knows Opie and Anthony.
He's doing the horrible singing.
Just an old-fashioned radio show. That little tranny loving Jimmy.
Oh,
He likes to stomp on homeless people's cakes when they're left down low. And Anthony is swinging his gun around when he's not fucking 17-year-olds. Don't forget little Jimmy or how we miss him when he's gone. He likes yellow discipline from black hookers with strap-ons on.
Strap-ons on?
And that's the end of it?
It just ends.
It just ends.
It just ends.
It was funny, but terrible.
Right.
But funny.
But terrible.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more we could squeeze in before we get out of here. It's our jingle contest. Get your entries in. What's the email again?
OpieAnthony at SiriusXM.com.
Yeah. And all that info is on our Facebook page. $2,000 thanks to IHateStevenSinger.com. Here's Stephen Kilroy.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony work together in perfect harmony. Side by side on my radio dial with little Jimmy.
It's not a jingle.
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
You didn't like it? I
No.
like the concept.
I don't like that together in It's like you can't use the same line from the real song. It's just
True. We all got to learn from Todd.
Yeah.
Todd knows how to do a
Todd
fucking
should enter
song
this
parody.
contest, get a couple grand for
That's
himself.
right. Matt Poslisny, something like that. This is his entry.
I love Opie and Anthony. I love Opie and Anthony. I love Opie and Anthony. Just let me show you how much. Channel 105 Sirius Tuesday.
I enjoyed that.
That's just a weird.
We got a lot of potheads, don't we? And the final one, The Adventures of Crime Fighter Jimmy, Episode 1, The Beef Heartbreaker. This is Zach Whitlock.
Doesn't sound like it's going to be a jingle, by the way.
No.
Now people just taking advantage of our contest to get their creative shit in, which
Yeah,
we don't mind,
fuckers.
by the way.
Jimmy Norton prowls the streets of the meatpacking district looking for a little lady named Danger. Danger shivers pigeon float on two wiry legs until Norton drapes the seamless trench coat above her back. She bangs him with a tug in the tongue as he spots a distress call coming from a speeding bus. He pushes her down a flight of stairs. Sorry, honey, but mom just went off with coated skivvies and somebody's gotta clean it up.
That was good.
It's a Jack White song.
That was really bad, though.
Really?
I think that the listeners should not try to do their imitations of ant voices.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, we're learning. We're learning as
You know?
we go along here. The jingle contest is on.
Game
what?
on.
I'll have more tomorrow.
More came in?
Yeah, we've already gotten some more.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, once again, what's the email?
ObiAnthony@SiriusXM.com.
$2,000.
And that,
a
let
little
me tell you,
fame.
there is $2,000 wide open on the table right
I
now.
don't know, there's a couple good ones.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they weren't jingles.
So fucking weird.
Jimmy, anything? Because we're going home.
Yes. Important. This coming Friday, I'm at the Sunset Station Hotel in Vegas, Club Madrid, Henderson, right outside Vegas. And Thursday through Sunday now at the Helium in Philly, we've added a Sunday show as well as a late show Thursday. The entire weekend is sold out. So if you want to come see me at my first comedy club appearance in Philly, do so. Toronto, November 9th at the Dark Comedy Festival, Randolph Academy. And then November 15, 16, 17, Dallas, the Addison Improv. And grab No Baby For You, pre-sales on iTunes now. And make sure your jingles are really jingly.
Well,
Jingle. The jingle. A jingle should be happy. I like the radio. Yes, indeed, I do. I like Opie and Anthony. How about you?
your lasers suck.
It's terrible.
That's a good one.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later.
Wow.
The great Tony Show, great Tony Show, great Tony got doctor with sex advice. Wayne no back, spread the good news on accent.
The Opie and Anthony Show is available later today with SiriusXM On Demand. You've heard about it. You've waited 4 long hours for it. Finally, the moment is at hand. After Opie and Anthony Live is coming up next! Yeah.